weeks now, because I put up a update yesterday. It's like a post. Had like a crack in the wall. It's like in the ceiling back there. So stuff was starting to leak on my PC. So I ended up having to move my entire setup. That day I also got a haircut in case you haven't peeped it yet. Yeah, I just didn't get to stream last Saturday. Apologies for that, but we're back. So, yeah. Alright. I don't remember where we left off. This game looks considerably more motion blurred than I remember, but that is okay. There are a lot of mods for this game out right now. I'm waiting till the Dancing All Night character models get in, and then I'll probably start modding the fuck out of this game. But for right now, we're waiting. If I remember, I needed to just go up to my room and sleep. Yep. Okay. During the night, will something appear on TV?
In other Inaba-related news, meteorologists are predicting heavy fog throughout the year. The region has seen an abnormal amount of fog over the past few years, and the cause of the climate change is unknown. Whatever the reason, residents of the Inaba area should be extra...
I should go ahead and do one thing real quick. This is so ass. I need to take this off of display capture. Okay. Now we should be okay. There we go. I didn't hear anything when I joined though. I think okay. Well, this shit should be fine. Okay. We should be good now. I wanted to make sure I was in the Discord in case somebody wanted to join in. Let me bring up chat.
Our broadcast tonight was extended to bring you up-to-date news on the incident in...
Yeah, my OBS. Silhouette appeared. Seems to be a woman. It looks like she's wearing a kimono. Image is solid well, so focus you can't tell what she is. Your stock. You should speak to Yosuke and the others about this tomorrow. You decide to go to bed for tonight. Well, before anybody gets here, I guess I'll leave this as a VOD material real quick. We'll let Big Nose speak.
Do not be alarmed.
I have summoned you within your dreams. When summoned, meet again.
This is a space that only those who have, in one way or another, entered into a contract may enter.
Margaret's hot.
In your daily life, you subconsciously heard the call to awaken, and you chose to follow the destiny of your inner voice, thereby enacting your glorious awakening to your power.
Hold on to this.
Did I say activate? I need to activate this light.
From this night forth, you are our guest in this very
Activate the mouse switch.
Your destiny will require you to hone your power. And for that, you will inevitably require our help. There is but one price for this assistance. You must abide by your contract and assume responsibility.
Sure.
Very well. It is a side of you that perhaps you can think of it as a facade of determination you wear to face various difficulties in life. Your persona ability, however, is that of the wild card. Compared to that of others, it is very special. It is like the number 0. Empty.
Empty.
The persona ability is the power to control one's own heart. And the heart is strengthened through bond. As you form bonds by becoming involved with others, your own social links will gradually develop. The power of these social links.
Social links are necessary for more than strengthening your persona. At times, they will help light the way to the truth you're searching for.
Where will your awaken? I look forward to traveling the road of your destiny together. Till
I have no
we
clue
meet
what my mic
again.
volume's actually at right now. It should be decently high because of scrolls having me increase that shit, but I'm gonna increase it more anyways, just in case. Just in case. Okay. So I'm gonna end up making this its own video probably. The topic I'm about to talk about, Tower of God. So that ended last week, I believe, right? And I watched it. I actually thought the ending was pretty good. It was pretty interesting.
You saw what was on last night,
As a concept, I was literally just talking about a couple of weeks back, not on here, but talking with some friends about this idea of maybe we should follow the side character once and see what their experience as the side character is like.
Let's go
But
check it out after school. Maybe Teddy can tell us.
You know what would have been more interesting for that show? What would have made that show 1,000 times more interesting? Is if we
someone was thrown in again,
off-rip
even if it is,
knew
if
about
someone's using that,
Rachel,
we need to find the culprit.
right? So as opposed to framing Rachel's thing as a mystery, if we frame Rachel's thing as something that we all know about and it turns into a thriller, right? And now you have this back and forth between Rachel and Bomb trying to see, like, does Rachel ever get Bomb or like, does she ever kill Bomb? Does she ever upset him or betray him and blah 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 blah. It would have functioned much more interestingly as a thriller than it would have just a mystery, because there are too many. Bam is too uninteresting for there to not be some sort of back and forth conflict. He's just a naive mediator. So yeah, I'll probably make a whole video on that. It won't be very long. It'll probably be just like a couple minutes long, maybe like 2, 3, 4 minutes, something like that. But I think it's legitimately more interesting. There's no way the police can do it who'd believe that the murderer kills people by throwing them into a TV.
You know, I tried sticking my head in the TV last night the way you did.
It actually worked, yeah.
I think I can do that now because I have the same power. Persona. Could be that we got this gift from someone specifically so we could solve the case.
Possibly.
And again, you managed to go inside the TV and get your persona first. I feel like as long as you're with me, I can find the culprit. Well, let's do our...
Yes, sir. That was weird handshaking. Social link established. Thanks, buddy. Good tea.
The persona ability is the power to control one's own heart. As you form bonds by becoming
I always wonder if I
involved
should be
with
doing
others,
these this
your
early.
own social links
I think
will gradually
doing streams on
develop.
Sundays probably works better, right? Because most people aren't doing anything on Sundays. Not in the morning, at least, unless you're going to church. But I feel like a decent amount of my viewers,
power of these
given the shit
social
I talk
links
about,
is what will
probably don't go to
determine
church.
your persona's abilities.
All the shit I'm talking about, like bestiality and fucking dogs and, you know, doubt these niggas go to church. Ooh, knocked down at the back. Cool. Liddy. I don't know how long I'll be streaming today. This one might be kind of short. I might try to keep this to like an hour and a half. Depends on how many people stop by. Oh yeah. We'll see how many people stop by stream.
About yesterday? We're sorry we worried you.
Never mind that. Is Yukiko still not here?
Huh? Yukiko-san?
I'm not even hitting 60
no.
on the
At
on
least
the
I
encoding.
haven't seen her today.
I thought I was hitting 60 FPS. It's designed for 60 FPS. It's just not always hitting it. I
Man,
guess that makes sense. Whatever.
what should I do?
Whatever.
Hey, is that stuff you were talking about for real? All that about how people showing up on the Midnight Channel is related to that other world.
Oh, we were just talking about that. We're thinking of checking it out later.
The person on TV yesterday?
Yeah, it was Kiko.
I think it was Yukiko. The kimono looked like the one she wears at the said she'd be at school today.
Calm down. We get the picture. And you still haven't heard from her?
No. What's that supposed to mean? Wait, are you saying Yukiko was thrown in there?
Yes.
We don't know yet for sure. We should check to see if she's safe. Give her another call.
No good. Her voicemail picked up. She's not answering.
Uh-oh.
Are you serious?
Stop it. Something must have come up, like an errand or something.
Clearly not. You're the one that suggests the idea.
Oh, or she might be
Weirdo.
helping at the end.
Yeah, but would she skip school for
School
that?
for that? Yeah, what the fuck?
Well, I'll give the Oh, is this Yuki?
It's not Yukiko.
Nah, it was nothing. I'll email you again later.
Okay, so she's at the end. Cool.
She was over at the inn. She said they had a big
Lit.
group reservation and
Lit.
she had to help out. Yeah. Oh, now that I think about it, this has happened before. She said she'll be at the inn tomorrow, too.
Okay.
Crying
well,
out loud, Yosuke, you got me worried over nothing.
No.
She was totally
Okay,
fine.
buddy.
And you
Okay.
were all, Yukiko.
Sorry.
Okay.
But there is a
buddy.
reason we thought that.
Oh, yeah? What?
All the information you gave us.
Well, we thought
What
people show
you
up on the
told
Midnight
us.
Channel because they're already over in that world. I mean, it makes sense, right? People show up on TV because they're inside the TV. But
Right.
Yukiko-san's still here in our world. We might want to see what this is about. All right, let's meet up at Junes after school.
Okay. So I guess that means that now it's a forecast.
Okay, I think that's more than enough about my sorry escapades.
If I hadn't seen the place firsthand, I'd never have believed a story like that.
Yeah, no kidding. Anyways, we need to know what's going on inside.
I fuck with these uniform jackets they got, bro. I would definitely rock this. I'd rock the hell out of that.
Yeah. Too bad there's so many customers around. I forgot there's a sale in the electronics department today.
How? By talking to that Teddy guy?
I got it. Come here a sec.
Show me something you can see over there. Cannot read what that says in the far left corner.
Try sticking your hand in and calling him over. I bet that bear's wandering around the entrance anyway.
Huh.
Hey, Chien,
That's interesting.
stand over here. Make a wall.
Make a wall. Something bit you.
What's wrong?
Not so loud, you idiot!
Ah, the girl's staring at us.
Dude!
Oh, there you go.
Is that a bite mark?
Are you okay? I think I'm gonna cry.
Come on, don't cry. Sheesh, that stupid bear must have done it. Hey, you! We know you're in there.
Has Shan met the bear? You're actually using this channel for once? Bro, I do use this channel. I've been streaming on this channel for like the past month. On the first time I did it on a Sunday morning. Now I'm doing it on Saturday mornings. I might go back to doing it on Sunday mornings, to be honest with you. I don't know. I honestly don't know. It really just depends on when everybody's more engaged. I figured Saturday mornings could replace like Saturday morning cartoons. Although I didn't learn until recently that those have been over since like fucking 2014. So, you know. It's tough times. Big tough times. How you doing, Hyena?
Shut it. So there's no one
I keep realizing my camera is here because of the new setup. So like, I gotta know when to look where. Chat's over here. You guys are all over here. So it's a little weird. Although I feel like it works better like this because my lighting's better because I have a lamp directly behind this cam. So works nice. And I can kind of sit however I want, and you all still get full view of everything over there, including that Days-On image at the top of the wall. I know y'all see that shit. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I keep bragging about this shit. I'm gonna keep bragging about
You'll
it too.
walk with her to school on Monday, right?
Sure. I'll I'll go pick her up at her house.
Maybe we'll find out more on tonight's Midnight Channel. Cross your fingers that this is all just a misunderstanding.
That's all.
What's your cell number? I'll call you when I watch it tonight.
Yep. Alrighty then. God, they're still using flip phones. That's how you know this game is outdated as shit. That's outdated as fuck. Now niggas just exchange lines. Don't nobody exchange cell phone numbers in Japan.
Alright. I need to watch tonight.
Wow. Tell me about it. Jeez. Jeez. I will watch the Midnight Channel tonight. Will it just send me home? No, it will not. Okay.
Looks like we found all we're gonna find here. And we've still got nothing that points directly to a suspect.
We don't even know if this is a homicide.
Well, what else could it be? There's no way a body could end up like that by accident.
I know. We haven't found the cause of death for the first Vic. Now we got a second one just like it. If this is a murder case, there's no doubt we're dealing with a single perp. But if that's true, what the hell is going on?
Yeah, why can't you catch him?
No.
Or find
I thought at
anything?
first this all spun out of that love triangle.
No, that singer, Isuzu Hiragi, has a solid alibi.
Oh,
She was performing overseas, and her phone records prove it.
Well, shit.
And remember,
Wow, already.
the only reason the scandal went public was because Hiragi herself broke it to the media. No one would put themselves under suspicion that way if they had murder on their mind.
Fair enough.
Got a point there.
Fair enough.
Same with Taro Namatame, her husband. No matter how much we shake him down, nothing links him to the murders. He's been working in the city for the past 6 months. Seems he was here recently because of the scandal, but he was swamped with work back home at the time of the incident. There are eyewitnesses and other evidence placing him at his office the night that Mayumi Yamano died. And we can't find anything that shows Yamano making contact with Namatame before or after her disappearance.
You hear Namatame's career has also been killed stone dead? He's been fired from his position as secretary. He's practically as much of a victim as the Yamano girl.
Yeah, I agree. Then we have the second case, regarding Saki Konishi.
That one's tough.
She's the one who discovered Yamano's
Yikes.
corpse.
Oof.
I don't buy the killer shutting her up as a possible motive.
No, I doubt it either.
She was
Makes
killed
no
well
sense.
after she reported the body, and the culprit didn't hide her.
Yeah.
It's like they were meant to be
To be
found.
found.
The only other connection is that she attended the same school as the daughter of the inn where Yamano was holed up. But that hardly points to a motive. Coincidences like that are common in a town as small as ours.
Yeah, I heard about that angle on the news too.
What?
What?
Is the story about the inn out already?
Okay, I got it. How's this?
How the fuck is this detective learning about shit from the news instead of, like, from being on the fucking case?
Maybe there was something about the corpse that only Saki Konishi knew. And our perp killed her to keep whatever it was from leaking out.
Man, you could have a point, but...
Either way, all we can do now is keep investigating anyone involved with the victims. Our perp. It has to be someone in Inaba.
Oh, is your detective's intuition at work?
No. Not really. Just makes sense. He killed 2 people and Inaba.
Welcome home.
Back to back. Yep.
Well,
Nanako was absorbed in the picture. You should be very well. I thought that she was actually going to say something. Alright. Let's hit a quick save real quick. Boop. Let me save twice. Should always save twice in case of a save file corruption. And since I have like 16 save options, I'm gonna basically always be doing that. Ain't no reason not to. Is there a way for me to not have to monitor and accept chat requests? Cause that's dumb as fuck. Just because niggas curse. I don't care if niggas curse in my chat. I don't care if niggas just are flat out being racist to me in my chat. I don't give a fuck. And other people, that's not cool. But to me, nah, I don't give a fuck.
Good evening.
It's Yukiko.
Tonight, Princess Yukiko has a big surprise.
I'm gonna go score myself a hot stud. Welcome to Not a Dream, Not a
Well,
Hoax. Princess Yukiko's hunt for her
She's a
Prince Charming.
baddie.
And
Not
I'm
gonna
here
lie.
prepared. I've got my lacy unmentionables on, stacked from top to bottom.
Whoa.
I'm out to catch a whole harem, and the best of the lot is gonna be all mine. Well,
Ooh.
here I go.
Whoa. We're about to get Yukiko's dark side. That's a sexy dark side. I'm trying to hop into that. There we go, yeah. Hop in the TV, big fella. Hop in the TV, big fella. Damn, that nigga's outfit is clean. I'm finna steal that. Ha! I am stealing that outfit this fall. That is a clean outfit. Yes, sir.
It looked like her. I mean, she even said her name.
That's fire. Damn.
But didn't the stuff she was saying sound weird?
Yes, it did.
She looked like she was on some low-budget TV show.
Yeah.
What's going on?
Gotta contact Chie.
You're right.
Yeah.
Tomorrow's Sunday, so let's meet up at Juness first thing in the morning.
Yeah. Good idea. We contact Yukiko, and we can't get in contact, then we create some form of suspicion, and then we start to overreact. If we contact Chie and she gets in
Oh, good
contact, which is
morning.
more likely, then no overreaction. Hopefully. So yeah. That's what I'm thinking. Seems only Nanako's here. We're up early.
He woke up early, so I woke up with him. He said he's gonna be late.
Okay. Late. Left alone, look after the house. On the other end, you have important business.
Are you going somewhere?
I am.
I'll be fine by myself.
Okay.
So the weather this weekend will be perfect for going out.
Well, that's good.
As for next week's forecast,
Oh, the sun's gonna come out.
I should do some laundry, yeah. Damn.
weren't
Nanako's
you
sitting here
going
just
somewhere?
acting like the woman of the house. That's tough. She's like 4. That's unfortunate. See what I did there? Unfortunate. I'm so fucking smart. Wow. Damn, that
Sorry
nigga's
for the
killing
holdup.
that fit, except I don't know how I fuck with them boots. Honestly, if I were him, I probably would have finished out the fit with having all black pants and black shoes. But that's not bad. I'm gonna definitely steal the jacket.
Found some stuff
I'm
we can use in the closet at
definitely
home.
stealing that jacket after this stream. I'm
Take a
gonna find
look at
that.
these.
Nigga found a sword and a dagger.
We've got
And
our
he just
personas.
decided to pull them out, and the woman on the screen just looks right over at him. She's like, well, what the hell is going on here?
Which one strikes your fancy?
She better not just look away. Give me the katana.
Ah, you've got discerning taste. This is a Juness exclusive.
She's just looking at us. Blade's fake, though.
As
That's
for
fine.
me, wait, maybe both would be good too. Kind of like this, or like this. What about this?
I can't blame her for still looking at us. There's a cop. We should put those away.
Two suspicious
Ah,
young men
God
found,
damn it.
one armed with multiple weapons, requesting immediate
Jesus
backup.
Christ. Wow.
Huh?
Ah,
Crap.
damn.
I mean, no. This isn't what it looks like. We didn't steal it.
What?
Guess that's not what matters.
What?
Anyways, we're not.
Oh
doing
my
anything bad.
god. Yeah,
We're just two ordinary kids who like weapons. Oh, that
just say that
sound
they're
right
fake.
either.
Put the weapons down now. We'll listen to
Oh.
your story at the station.
Just say that
Hands
they're
where I can
fake.
see them too.
But this is.
Oh my gosh.
Are you resisting an officer of the law? You're under arrest.
What? Oh my gosh, Yosuke! See Yosuke just over here waving the damn weapons like, oh no! Please, I'm innocent!
Stunt like this. You know
God
what's been
damn
going
it,
on
man.
around town. We got men stationed everywhere.
Yeah, of
For God's
course.
sake.
You're lucky
Lucky I was around.
Yeah.
We're sorry.
Weapons
Wait,
been
so the one that
confiscated.
disappeared was the Amagi girl?
Ah, shit. Well,
Seems
that's not
like it.
good.
But she's just a high schooler, you
Well,
know.
Yukiko's out
Could
of
be that
there.
she decided to run away from home.
Yukiko is now lost, and we gotta go
Hey,
track her down and find her.
did he say
Well,
Amagi?
shit.
Hmm?
Oh, Nothing.
What's that?
I'm sure you've seen on the news that there's an investigation in progress. We're sensitive about certain things. You're free to go.
I might start using my gaming channel more, to be honest. I might start doing. The only reason why I put these on this channel are because of the conversation. I feel like interaction with chat is probably going to be better here, depending on what time of day I do it.
Huh? Aren't you the kid staying at Dojima-san's
But I might
place?
start doing these on the second channel, so then I can play this whenever I
can we ask you
want,
something?
as opposed to having to play it at a specific time.
It's about Yukiko-san.
To be honest with you,
I mean, Yukiko
could be a
Amagi
good
of
idea.
the Amagi Inn.
But it serves as a good way to
Something
get me up
happened
on
to her?
Saturday and Sunday mornings
Huh?
and actually do something with my life. So
Allowed
yeah.
to say.
Although playing Persona, I don't know, is necessarily doing something with my life, but it's better than
Well,
just
if you're friends
sitting
with
there
Miss
sleeping
Amagi,
and jerking
keep
off
this
all
between
day.
us, okay?
Yeah.
We got a call from Miss Amagi's parents yesterday evening saying they couldn't find her anywhere. Since it was the weekend, the workers at the inn were extremely busy, and
And
no
why
one
is
saw Miss
Adachi
Amagi
telling
around
us
that
this?
time.
Because he's the nigga that did it. Hello. What's up, Slink Bays? How you doing?
Oh, but that doesn't necessarily
Happy
mean
Saturday
this is the case
morning.
just yet. But people have been turning up dead on foggy days, so we're really sensitive to stuff like this.
I wonder if anybody has listened to the
By the
Minami
way,
song Ame
Did
Omatsu.
she say anything to you guys about maybe going through some hard times?
We'll see when somebody
hard
hopefully
times?
pops in chat.
Well, that announcer, Miss Yamana, was staying
Ame
at the
Omatsu
Amagi Inn
is
before the first
fire.
murder.
If you've not listened to Ame Omatsu by Minami, you should. Only complaint that I heard, I think Scrolls had a valid one, which were that the drums were kind of repetitive. They never really varied up like we were hoping, but I don't necessarily mind that. I think a drum cover is probably going to
Seems
fix
Miss
that,
Yamano
but we'll
had
see.
some harsh words for the manager about the staff's attitude towards guests. The stress of it caused
See
the
what the
manager
drums
to
are going to be way too
collapse.
fucking loud and whatever that
And
cover is.
Miss Amagi being the manager's daughter,
Unfortunately.
she must have felt pretty strongly about the incident. You
Maybe
know?
I'll go ahead and revise the song myself. I know what
By
that
the
drum
way,
should sound like.
did Miss Amagi ever hint that she might be leaving the house? Because if not, there's been some theories floating around
I shall
that
learn
she's
the
laying
drums
low
after
for some reason
college.
or another. Crap. I think I've gone
So
too
I can
far.
make as much noise in my house as I fucking
Adachi,
wanted
what the
to.
hell are you chatting with civvies for? And where's my coffee?
Yeah.
Sorry, I got it right here.
Where's my coffee?
Forget I said anything.
Psst, forget I said anything. I'm the culprit. Okay, buddy. Sure. That's the one weird thing about playing this game. Because I know Adachi did everything. It's like,
Detective think
well,
that
damn.
Yukiko-san-
There you are!
Whoa.
Jeez, what are you guys doing?
Interesting fit, I guess.
I've
Question
been
mark.
looking everywhere!
It's alright, I guess.
Well, there was a slight
Not fucking with it all
misunderstanding.
that much.
We'll tell you about it later. Anyway, something's
She's
up
not
with
a baddie.
Yukiko-san.
Girl in the back over there, though, that's serving as a witness in the blue, she's a baddie.
Huh? You know
I
already?
like her.
I kept calling her
pretty.
so, but she didn't pick up.
She
So I
didn't
went to
pick
her house,
up.
and it turns out Yuki...
I guess we've got no But that aside,
Yep.
the cops are saying some weird stuff. They think Yukiko-san's hiding to lay
Lay
low.
low.
Apparently, Yukiko-san's mom collapsed because that announcer lady bitched her out.
Huh? Oh.
They think
What
that
the
gives
fuck?
her a motive. And the fact that the announcer died right after makes her even more suspicious.
Oh, well,
What?
shit.
They think Yukiko did it? What the hell is wrong with them?
Dude, don't snap at me. Yukiko's the victim here, damn it, not the suspect.
Right.
With the police totally on the wrong track, we've got to handle...
I'm going to.
Yeah. Well,
and that's
shit.
final.
Cool.
Are you gonna be
Alright.
alright? Man, they just confiscated our weapon.
Weapons?
Of
Come on.
course, Chie knows the fucking place. Oh, wow. She, like, actually knows the fucking place. Hey, this is one of the shops in that shopping
Here we
district,
are.
isn't it? Hey, cool. Liddy. Well, alrighty then.
Metalworks, I guess?
Katanas. and
Doesn't that
stuff,
seem
yeah.
weird to you? Why would you know?
Why would
about
you? Yeah,
that?
that's a great question.
You watch one too many kung fu movies.
Movies and bam.
It's not
Yup.
that at all. I overheard some guys in our class. Here, this.
Fuck, they just selling
But
workers
it
and
might be
armor for
I don't know, Chie.
You don't! You don't know shit about how I feel. Yukiko might
Whoa.
die from this for crying out loud.
That got
I'm going, and that's that.
that got pretty serious quickly.
Psst, I'll be fine. My reflexes are second to none.
Listen,
Okay.
I'm not kidding around. You don't know what it's like in there. If you're not gonna listen to our warnings, we're leaving you here. If you insist on coming, just make sure you have something to protect yourself.
Yup.
All right.
What did we fight dude with
Man, what
last
should we
time
get?
on that last stream? I actually
Hey,
don't even
mind
remember.
picking out something for me?
We
You're our
use a
main
sword?
asset in battle right now. So
Fuck, I don't even know. 5,000 yen, thanks. $50. You
I
can
got
buy
my
weapons here for $50. Pretty wild.
you know, but it's
No,
not
that
like we can
Eve
put
album
some
alone
legit
costed
ass
me the
sack full of gear and expect
the
no one to notice either.
first the limited what is it called, the first press edition for Smile cost me $50 to import.
Why not conceal
I didn't know
all
that
my
So's putting out
uniforms?
an EP.
I don't think people would notice.
I forgot what the hell it's called. I think it's called Utopia. Next month. I didn't even know about it till this morning when he released the music video for Mr. Fixer, and I looked inside the comments and somebody was
Okay,
gushing over
let's try
that in
that.
the EP. So I got to go ahead and
Alright,
pre-order
let's
that
split up
after
and
the
get
stream
ready.
today, cause I did not know
The store
about
will be
that
crowded
shit
until the
at
afternoon
all.
sale ends. And if we walk around together, the
And then the
cops might get
Zutomayo
suspicious.
album comes out later this month. I think it's on the 13th, right? So I need to buy that as well. So I got a couple of
And I'll
albums
see
I
you
gotta buy
guys
for
at
this
Juven's
year.
food court.
And we'll see where that goes. I don't know if we're probably not getting an Eve album. It seems like this next year for 2020. If we do, it'll be really late because he's not released anything new. He has been releasing snippets on Insta, but that's it. I'm not gotten anything else. We used a golf club last time. I see. We have 12. We got $120. Yeah, sure. Go ahead and give him. Yeah, sure. We'll just waste our money. Alright. Do you wanna... No. What the fuck? Okay. Yes. Do you wanna equip it? Do you wanna sell the golf club that was... Sure. Okay. We can do armor. We can't buy armor for both, though. Who's got the lower defense? Can I see that? I cannot. Okay. Cool. For now, we'll give me the armor, because I'm important. He's not. Yeah. Yeah, sure. Okay. That'd be good enough. Alright. Let's leave. Bye. We have 3 viewers now. Woohoo! Yeehaw! So we're just leaving. We're just not hopping inside the. Oh fuck! This outfit that he's wearing is okay. I'm not fucking with it like I was Yosuke's outfit though. Yosuke's outfit is fire. I cannot wait. This Zutomayo album is gonna be my first one.
Now, if you'll give me a moment of your
I didn't get into her until recently with Study Me. I'm looking forward to that though, because that song's quickly become one of my favorites for the year.
We have been expecting you.
Hey,
The
let's go from the
catastrophe that
shopping
is headed
district.
your way. It has already taken you, but you have nothing to fear. It seems that the time for you to use
Your persona ability is that of the wild card.
Wild card.
If you strengthen your bonds properly, their power will help you overcome any ordeal. Our role is to facilitate that.
It's getting brighter back there.
my contribution is to give birth to new personas.
The nice thing that I have noticed since I've moved my setup over here though is that this PC has not randomly turned itself off. So I think over there in that corner, maybe the turn off might have had to deal with how much power was being allocated to that. What am I trying to say? I don't know what the hell that thing is called. Like the power, the cord it was attached to.
Mixing together multiple persona.
What are they called? Power sockets? The socket it was
transmute
attached to
into
maybe getting overloaded or something. I don't
in
know.
other words,
Knuckles.
is the fusion of personas. You have the power to hold multiple personas when you defeat an enemy. At times, they may be hollow. When you obtain new cards, if you have been developing your soul, they will be...
I know all this. It seems the persona of the Magician Arcana is fused.
Oh, I would like to introduce a new resident of the Velvet Room, who will be helping you on your journey.
Hey there, babe.
Marie?
Aw.
Yeah, I can hear. Nice to meet you.
I like her voice. That's hot. Seems unfriendly. That's a sexy voice, though. You feel you've met her somewhere before. I've met you somewhere.
Huh? Oh, maybe. That'd explain why you're so familiar.
Excuse her. This is Marie. Her soul is still very young and...
Liddy.
Shut up. Don't tell him any more about me than you need to.
As you can see. She may be brusque at times, but please understand that she is only an apprentice, and forgive her for her
impoliteness. Got it.
Marie will be dealing with skill cards.
Okay.
Using these cards will allow you to provide your personas with new power. Also, I am sure she will help you form a bond between yourself and the outside world.
Hold on, I got a message.
Marie will contact you at a later date. Please feel free to speak with her here when you wish to use her services.
Do you recall my words to you before?
No.
The coming year is a turning point in your destiny. If I meant precisely what I said. Defeat in battle is not the only way your journey may come to an end. Please do not forget this.
Gotcha.
When next we meet, you will come here of your own will.
Alright. Okay, so that is the weapon shop. I was right about that. Cool. So I'm assuming these other shops will become open to us at some point. So we can't go inside the bookstore yet then. And we can't go inside the tofu place yet. But at some point we will be able to. By the looks of this at least. Okay. We are somehow only 3 hours into this game. I don't know how the hell that's possible. Okay. We're basically done, aren't we? Yeah. Cool. Izanagi's already equipped. Lit. Okay. I don't have any other personas I can have. What is social links like? Because I've not really got to do anything with them yet. We vowed to solve the murder together. Son of the miniature. Yeah, that's all the social link details I can do. Okay. Cool. The HUD works so well in 60. The menu looks so sexy in 60. Frames, I mean. Is this a Junes remix? No, it's not. Okay. You're supposed to meet up with food court. Yeah, go to Junes. Every day's great at your Junes. Hey, as soon as I got here, that's exactly what played.
Wear our school uniforms on a Sunday.
We're really sticking out because it doesn't. Yeah.
The sale should end soon, so that'll get rid of some of the people wandering around here. All right, let's get going. Chia, it's not too late to.
I'm going.
Fine.
All right then. We didn't have to buy Chia a weapon though. She's not even part of our party. She's just gonna function as her own ally, I guess. I don't know. I'm assuming she's gonna work like an ally system in other RPGs, right? Where you get somebody that, like in Fire Emblem, where you don't actually control them. Speaking of Fire Emblem, I kind of want to play Three Houses, not gonna lie.
What are you doing?
I hope it gets emulated well on Switch. Because I kind of don't feel like buying one right now. I'm not gonna fucking, not gonna front.
I've been deliberating over it for a long time.
Okay, buddy. Terrible
Hey,
pun.
That wasn't a bad joke.
That was a bad joke. That
So,
was terrible.
Did you figure anything out? It's probably useless to think about it too much. I've seen the inside of your skull, and it was empty.
How rude. You're right, though. I try and try, but nothing comes out of my head.
Will you guys shut up? Now's not the time for Listen, Someone came here yesterday, right?
Wow. There's a girl with a better nose than me?
That's a good comment.
What's your name, miss?
Miss, I'm Chie, but never mind that. Tell me more about that someone.
I think it happened a little after I talked with you guys. After that, it felt like someone was here.
Is it Yukiko-san?
I don't know. I haven't looked. The presence is over that way. That's probably where they are.
Over there, huh?
Okay.
Is everyone ready?
Thanks.
Yeah.
I got invited to go to like a little meetup, kind of like cookout thing later today. Still kind of contemplating if I really want to go, to be honest with you.
A castle? You think this is the place they showed on
I'm not
TV
sure.
last time?
I'm not sure if I'm really feeling like
You're positive that no one's
chilling
behind
in
a
a
camera
group of
for that
people that I
bizarre
don't
midnight
know
program.
on a random Saturday.
Program?
But I also don't know what else I'd do aside from work.
Maybe people on your side
I
can
could make
see
the Tower
stuff
of
in
God
this
video
world.
actually, to be honest.
It might be that. And I told you before.
I don't know why it's
there's
been
only me and Shadows here.
my not impediment. My quirk at the end of my
There's
speech
no
has been,
camera
to be
stuff going
honest,
on. This
as of
world has
late.
been like this
Not
from
sure
the
why that's
beginning.
the case.
From the
I
beginning.
should fix that.
I don't know. Can you guys explain everything about? I've never seen
Never
this
seen the program
thing.
I don't know.
Well, is that really what's happening? Because the first time Yukiko showed up on that channel was before she disappeared. Doesn't that seem odd? I mean,
Yeah.
Yukiko saying stuff like
Score myself a hot stud was hot.
Oh, that's not like her at all.
She's a baddie.
Score?
Stud?
Yeah, I couldn't believe it either. Yukiko-san would never say anything like that. I wonder, is this kind of like
Kinda
what happened to me
you.
last time?
Yeah, definitely is.
There's a lot of stuff I still don't get. But after, I think that program happens because of the person who appears on it.
It would seem like it.
So, Yukiko is producing that show herself? Oh,
Yes, basically.
hey,
I'm pretty sure. So, what's this scoring with a hot
Yukiko's here. I'm going on ahead.
And she's just gonna ignore that
Hey,
again.
wait, don't go!
He tried to be the hot stud. I feel bad for Teddy. He just wants to be the stud. She ran off on her own. Peach seed, soul drop. Thanks. Alright. Let's go in. Look at this Persona 5 foreshadowing with all this red and black. Yeah, this is way more interesting than the off-rip. This is already more interesting. Does not make the first move. Yeah, I know how Persona works. Is there? Oh, fuck. We're still working with the inverted camera, aren't we? Oh, brother. Oh, brother. Oh, God. Can I change this? Oh, no. Kill me. Why do we always have to do this? Oh, there we go. Inverted camera. Turn it on. Jesus. Oh, that didn't fix it. Oh, no. Alright, well, I guess we're just gonna have to get used to it. Whatever. It's not the first RPG I've played like this. I just hate when they are like this.
I smell 2 enemies. Beat them
Well,
up.
he just took a lot of damage off of that. I don't know what he's weak to.
It's not strong at all. I'm sure you can win.
Okay. Let's just go ahead and use a skill just so I can figure out what they're weak to. We'll try Zio. He's not weak to it. Okay, he is weak to Zio.
Sensei, you knocked it down.
Lady.
No one stands in Sensei's way.
Got it.
It's down.
I'm not controlling him right
Let's
now.
go! Good answer!
Hey, look at all that attack. Look at that HUD. That HD HUD is beautiful. I'm fucking with that. I can't believe we didn't kill that again right there. Fuck. Shuffle time. Yo. Letty. Hermit enemies won't notice you until changing floors or once the next battle ends. Oh, that's an interesting one. Huh. Triggering one more during battles and defeating all enemies with an all-out makes shuffle time occur. More. Okay. Okay.
Congratulations, Sensei!
I gotta try that. Hey. Yes, sir. Rakunda. I don't know what that does, though.
Sensei, are you okay? Your health's low.
Yeah, I also noticed that I'm not controlling, what's his fucking name? I'm not controlling Yosuke, but I thought I was. I'm not sure where to go for that either. It's not inside system, I don't think. I think that's a setting I have to change in battle. I think that's exactly what that is. Unfortunately. Let me get items real quick. What is, actually, let me check what that one skill was. What's Raccoonda? What does this do? Decreases foe's defense. Gotcha. Okay. He's got like physical, wind damage, and Dia. Oh, he's got Dia. Lit. Heal us. Lit. We're not using items no more. Not wasting items. Yep.
There are 3 enemies. Careful!
I guess I can't control him right now. Whatever. Okay. They're all weak to Zio. So, whatever.
You hit its weakness. It's done. Smart move, Sensei. No one stands in Sensei's way.
Got it.
Someone else's turn.
Okay.
Great, Sensei. Go for broke. Nice. Go get him.
That took forever. All right, I leveled up.
Hey. There we go. What was it, 1150? Lifestyle. I'm kind of hungry. I might end up ending this stream a little early. We'll see though. Yeah, I also want to get started on... If I'm going to do the Tower of God video, I kind of want to get started on it kind of soon. So I'll do that. I'm thinking I'm going to do my top J-pop songs of 2020 so far as a vid. Should we go on ahead? No, because if there's stairs there, I want to go check out everything else. Actually, didn't I just skip out on a treasure chest? I'm pretty positive I did. That room I just came from, right? I don't think I actually checked what was there. I'm stupid. I don't see the door. Oh, I did pick it up. Okay, I just didn't remember it. Okay, whatever. Moving on. Yeah, I think I'm gonna end up doing my top songs of 2020 so far. J-pop oriented, of course. We'll do that Tower of God video. I'll probably get to that today, to be honest with you. Both of them would actually be really easy videos. Yeah, but I think that seems like 2 good ideas. Snuff Soul, I don't know what that is. There are a couple of things I picked up, I don't know what they are. Restores 50 SP, oh sweet. 20 HP, Revival Beads. Velvet Key, Big and Scissor. Ability, I don't know what the fuck that is. ID paper, okay. Alright. What? Is that the staircase? Nope. Staircase is down here. I think. I have a pretty shitty memory. I fight whenever I can because I like experience points. I don't know what that thing is on the left. I'm assuming he hit its weak point though. So weak. Aliki. What happens if you double weak spot an enemy? I'm actually kind of curious. I've not tried this. Chances are it probably just dies before. Yeah, like in this case, he would just die. So. gotta figure that out though. What happens if you weak spot an enemy twice? Okay. Obtain a chest key, chariot level 2. The equipped persona's EN increases by 1. I'll take that. Oh, EN is endurance. Gotcha. Was wondering. That was not expected. We'll be okay. I got fucking double attack. I got hit twice. What the fuck? That's BS. Oh, is Persona one of those games where MC dies, you all die? Oh, that's ass. I can yeah, that sucks because we have revival beads. I was wondering that. I was like, yeah. Do you want to redo? Is my question. What all carries over? Am I still level 4? That I don't know. No. Okay. So all of your stuff from the start of the floor does not carry over. Okay. Makes sense. Alright then. Hit them with God, for the love of God. They just get to go first. This is unfortunate. Okay. They're not weak to wind. So they're not weak to lightning, they're weak to wind. So I'm kinda waiting for him to do whatever he's gonna do. Thanks, Yosuke. I appreciate it.
It's down.
Yeah, that's what I say. It's all out wrestling. Oh, so if you down both, you can go ahead and just do an all-out attack. We fucking lost. Okay. I don't like those guys. Shuffle time. Yeehaw. We gotta go back through this again. Yeah. Oh, that's not what I meant to choose. I thought it was highlighted on the other one because the other one was bigger.
Gotta step up too.
Alright, whatever. I ain't tripping. Okay. Heal me. Thank you. I'll go get the treasure chest in here. Yeah, I'm trying to hit some bullshit. I caught you.
There are 2 enemies. Hang in there.
What does he do as opposed to just like normal? It just misses. It just misses. That's all we do. Oh, they actually get downed when they miss. That's interesting. Yeah. That's cool. Yeah. I did not know that was how that works. Neither of them, I don't think, should be dead, right? Because yeah. I want to try Cleave, but I also just want to kill this guy on the left.
Good work, Sensei. That's 1 so far.
He's gonna die. And I wonder if I'm gonna all-out attack again. Yeah.
Good answer. Ready or not, here we come.
That UI thing for the all-out attack is always cool. I've always loved that shit. Really fun part of Persona. Okay. Up. Increase money. LU is luck, I think. We'll do Cup. Cup can be really useful. Yeah.
Another level for me.
Cup can be nice. Look. Yosuke kind of scared me right there. I'm not even gonna lie. Nah, kind of front. Not advantage, but we're also not at disadvantage.
Hang in there.
I wish I could just switch over to Yosuke. Oh, I can just by doing that. Oh, how does this work? Oh no, that shows me turn order. Oh, I see. Okay, I gotcha. Okay, let's try Cleave since last time it just fucking missed. It missed again. I'm gonna kill myself.
That's it, Yosuke. 1 enemy down.
Down the other one.
It's down.
Yosuke's smart. Because he keeps downing them, and then we just go for all our attacks. What's up, Zach? How you doing? Happy Saturday. I'm your terrible replacement for Saturday morning cartoons. I can't trust that he's actually going to heal me, so I'm kind of gonna have to do something on my own here. I don't remember what heals though. That does. What is this?
Clanking ain't no joke.
Hey, shit. It's my nigga. How you doing, buddy? Thoughts on the Smash community all being pedophiles and like rapists? It's
Amazing, Sensei, keep it up.
Very weird as somebody who used to do like I didn't go to like big tournaments, but I would go to locals at like college and stuff, and I've never really experienced any of that. But I mean, I've seen people being weird. I've not seen sexual harassment by any means, but like
Great, Sensei. Go,
it's
go,
weird.
go.
It's especially weird because I didn't expect it to be coming from Keitaro and Nairo of all people. Like, I expected it to be somebody much weirder than that, if I'm being completely honest with you. Like somebody much weirder. Like if somebody was gonna be accused of sexual harassment within the Smash community, I'm trying to think of who I could see it being. I could see it being somebody like more chatty, I guess, like Chillin' Dude or Mango or somebody like that. I didn't expect it to be Nairo of all fucking people.
What about D1?
I didn't expect. Well, D1 situation is a little weirder. It's Zero as well now. What do you mean it's Zero as well now? Oh.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah. He something about him dating his girlfriend when she was 15 and he was 20.
Oh. Well. That's kind of unfortunate, but I mean, it's weird now. Cause you know what kind of sucks about this though is what I'm realizing. It's that the age difference shit only matters once to a certain degree when you're younger. Like I was thinking about this the other day as well. Like the magnitude of an age difference changes depending on how young the couple is perceived to be. Like 15 and 20 is perceived to be wrong, but nobody has an issue with 20 and 25 because they're both legal.
They're both of age, yeah.
Right. So that's kind of unfortunate because I personally don't think 15 to 20 is a massive fucking like thing to be upset about. But he grew. Wait. Zero's one at ND1 and Senpai. Senpai. He groomed a 14-year-old. Oh, Senpai. Oh, okay. He groomed a 14-year-old with hentai. As he was 20. Yeah. See, that's the thing. It's like I'm not condoning the behavior by any means, right? Like you should know what's legal and what's not legal. But what I am saying is that like it is like for them it's especially weird for Zero's case because they actually ended up working out and they're a couple. So like, and are they just a couple or are they actually married and engaged now?
Now that 14-year-old, I don't know if the 14-year-old is a girlfriend.
Well, I don't know about the 14-year-old stuff. Yeah. So now I'm actually curious because I don't know about all of this going on now. Now I actually got to go look into this because I didn't know about.
He posted some stuff on his Twitter.
Yeah, that's where I'm going. Zero self-imposes ban from Smash events after allegations of sexual misconduct. Yeah, the whole Smash community then is fucked. Because I thought Zero would have been clean out of all of this. I thought Zero was clean out of all of this.
Zero looked like he up to something, right?
I mean, I'm not gonna lie, like he kind of has the sexual predator look, but yeah. I kind of just assumed that, you know, he was smart enough as the biggest person in Smash at a point to just not do this shit.
That's true.
So yeah, the Smash community is up in flames right now because the biggest content creator just got accused of sexual harassment, and yeah, nothing Zero ever did would have been exposed if Jisoo didn't come forward. All of the other predators.
Okay, so yeah, it is a different girl. It is a different girl.
Oh god.
Zero admitted to it all. Oh, okay.
I have to come clean. Oh god, yeah. I didn't know about the grooming 14-year-old. Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, I didn't read that part either. Dude came out with this whole life story.
Katie, the screenshots you guys were wondering about the Ice Cube things. Claims that Katie makes are all true. No graphic pictures of anything of the sort, but it's unforgivable regardless. There's one more girl I spoke to in 2014. Period a bit earlier. Her name is Laura. Originally, she never told me she was underage. she said she was older than me. I have a screenshot of this, but it doesn't matter nor make it better. But years later, she contacted me and said she was actually underage. I apologized to her privately. Recently, I told her I feel absolutely terrible. Graphic picture.
Oh, she slept here.
I really want to atone and stop. I want this discussion to stop. I'm not a good person, and it doesn't matter how terrible my life was. I did terrible things. That's the end of it. I don't deserve for people to defend me. I'm working right now, obviously, to obviously lose my sponsorships or anything.
Zero
like
released 3 split longers.
In general as well.
Oh,
so
you're
he's
reading
not. So he's not doing videos anymore. Is he done? So the Smash community is literally. Oh, this is the third one. Oh,
yeah, you're watching the third one.
Christ.
I mean, reading the third one.
Holy shit. Because he said, here's his statement. I see. Okay. Oh my god, this is so long. Damn. Smash niggas just keep their damn hands to themselves. Yeah, I guess we're not getting back into Smash. I guess that's the message of the book. That's the moral of the story. Don't get back into Smash, even if you're thinking about it.
We should do something.
You'll be accused of being a pedophile and stuff. Hey, I made this statement towards Jisoo's claims earlier. She came up with a series of tweets as a response. Leffen also made a statement. There are main things I'll be addressing. Yeah, because him and Leffen were part of the same war. They were both TSM, I think. I intend to take ownership. Specifically, I want to talk about taking ownership. And apologize to Jisoo, Katie, and Leffen. What the hell did he do to Leffen? Oh, goodness. Oh, golly me. Let me address the claim head on. Her statement, I've been getting death threats on here and my personal Facebook, fuck off.
Zach said play Melee.
Wow. Yeah, I know. Or just don't play Smash at all, because, you know, it's kind of tough out here. That's really unfortunate. Imagine every time I hop on Smash now I gotta be over here thinking about, like, damn, all the niggas that I've been learning shit from are all
I guess I gotta uninstall the Nairo mod pack.
That's crazy. Wow. What's the good thing? My favorite player's not been involved in this. My favorite player has just been was just like torn at the fact of the shit Nairo did. My favorite player is Void, so I'm chilling. Yeah. I'm chilling. My favorite, yeah, but since Smash 4, my favorite like 3 players have always been DK Will, Void, and Peak Fresh. And DK Will don't go to nowhere anymore, so I ain't gotta worry about him. Like, he goes nowhere. I'll say this again. It's not to harass anyone. Emotions are extremely high right now. Zero, you played dumb and said nothing. Using your girlfriend you started dating when she was 15, you were 20 as an alibi. And holding my kindness to you over my head. Forgot, quick note, but the part about my girlfriend is 100% false. She was born in 97, and I'm 95. This means our age difference is 2 years of age, not 5. It's also important to quickly state that we did not have sexual intercourse until after she was 18 and things were more serious. She can make a statement if that's necessary.
They all say.
Thank you. All right. Well, like, she was born in 97, I'm 95 is going to be, you know, if he's lying about that, there's no point to lie about that. So I'm going to take his word on that. Because I was about to say, I was like, that's kind of weird, right? If his girlfriend's 15 and he's 20 and blah, 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 blah. I'm like, aren't they engaged and whatever?
Yeah, but a lot of girls do that once they get to the, like...
Yeah, but I mean, like, they've been together for a minute now, and I thought I could have been wrong. It could have still been his girlfriend, but I don't know. Is Zero married? Hold on.
I don't think so.
I thought maybe they were engaged. Is Zero engaged?
Yeah, he might be engaged.
I thought they were engaged. Yeah, he is engaged. That was when this happened. This was like 4 years ago. Yeah. Okay, that's what I thought. I was like, bro, they've been engaged for a minute, so this would be really confusing.
Maybe he got engaged to her and proposed when she was
engaged as a minor.
15.
But that don't make any sense. Like, what the fuck? After really looking into Jesus' claims and what I read from Leffen and IBWs, I've been starting to understand and feel that in the end, Jesus feels very wronged and affected, and she ultimately wants an apology. It's very obvious.
Off topic. That's a clean camera angle.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate it, sir. I realized, yeah, when I looked at it yesterday, I was like, damn, this gets the whole room.
Yeah, that's clean.
It gets the whole room except this wall to my left that has like the Poon Poon and Casherin poster. But it gets so many of the other posters, like it gets the Aeson and it gets the Kato and the Sonic and all that stuff in the corner. So it's probably worth it. I might put a poster on that closet and then I'll replace the one that's above this piano. Because that's my brother's thing up there. I'll probably replace it with like a Zelda one or something like that. I don't know. We'll figure out.
Okay.
But yeah. I like this because the way that the camera looks towards me allows me to just relax. And I don't look ugly as hell when I like look at the camera. I don't look unphotogenic. At least. So, yeah. Anyways. I unintentionally hurt you. During the conversations, I showed it was clear. If you don't want to talk further about this, my invitation for us to discuss this directly is open if you want that. Moving on to Leffen statement last, I'd like to tell you all of the first time I met Zero. It was 2013 Apex. During a bunch of Japanese smashers came over, we were housed. I talked to him at one point. Someone brought out a laptop and Zero, and one or two Japanese smashers sat down on my sleeping bag. One of them hugged my pillow, and they started showing each other very explicit pictures of their favorite anime waifus. I remember distinctly that it was one of them that showed picture of the girl from Ori Emo, popular incest anime, and yeah, that was very common and accepted at the time, so I don't judge that particularly harsh now, and remember being disturbed, especially they were doing that by my stuff. That's really funny because it's just like that's part of the cringe anime shit that's just been normalized. And it's funny to see somebody who's not a part of that cringe ass culture go like, God, I am disgusted. I mean that is like, you gotta know who you're around.
Yeah.
I don't think that's necessarily what am I trying to say? A blemish on Zero's character so much as it's a blemish on his obvious like awareness. Wait till you get to the tragic backstory shit. It's like a Fate Stay Night story on ice.
And a youngie.
I do remember this exchange that Leffen mentions. I was 17 and it looked pretty. I look back at this, I cringed. The Japanese players in question were older than me. We just nonchalantly shared a couple of anime girl pictures as a joke. As to the very explicit chart, I don't know what he means, and I feel this definition is different based on who you ask. I don't remember showing something terrible or extremely explicit. I remember looking back at this exchange, and it shows my social awkwardness back then. Correct, which is exactly what I just said. It doesn't show. It's not a blemish on his character. It just shows that he was socially awkward and not aware. He was aloof. I didn't consider my actions could have made someone else uncomfortable. My intention was not to show him anything. Despite me being a minor and stupid. Apologize. Sorry, Leffen. Back then, the Smash was everything I had, and my little stupid head being able to be cool with the Japanese players was like the coolest thing in the world to me. Doesn't excuse the thought process I had. I feel the rest of Leffen's statements are covered by my response above to Jizu directly. Katie's statements. To begin with, I've never met Katie in my life. We never had to send each other graphic pictures to any capacity. I want to make that clear. I was completely unaware she was underage until she told me. And that obviously made me extreme regret. Yes, we did talk. Be mindful that I do not have logs of this conversation at all, so I cannot add additional screenshot context. I will address the story individually per screenshot, so please read all of it. I was 19 at the time for reference. Okay. I can't see what this says. So it says, let's zoom in a little bit. Yo, adorable Yoshi Tank is for me. Dude is my bud. Oh, thanks. Seriously, I'm blushing so hard right now. Adorable cutie. Lol. Oh, be quiet. But you loving it. Can't lie to me. Yeah, I am. Don't take it like, oh, Zero's so hot. No, not that kind of love. Well, maybe a little. I mean, what? But I love you like, I want to be like you. Little cute, adorable cutie. That's also your personal cheerleader whenever you need it. I'd probably do anything for you. Not bad for a 14-year-old girl, eh? If that's not okay. Oh, wow. I'm surprised. I had no idea you felt so strong about me. I'm honored. You're adorable and very nice. We can definitely talk and stuff. I'd like to know you some more, but yeah, this hit me hard. To make it very clear, the photo she sent was a picture of herself and her friends from IG. Her comments are horrendous here, and I regret them so much. It's kind of funny, yeah, because it's like she's definitely leading him on.
Yeah.
Doing the little cute Skype shit, but prior to this, I did not know she was underage until she said so. As you can see, my initial response is out of surprise, and the awkwardness came through my comment because at that point I wasn't trying to pry. Yeah, that's what I was saying. I was reading this and I was like, he's visibly more awkward now in text. Like, he switches from being super confident to going, oh wow, I'm surprised. I had no idea you felt so strong about me. I'm honored. That switched from that laugh my ass off, adorable cutie, lol, but you love it, it can't lie to me. So I definitely saw the switch there. Some people say that tone doesn't get across in text. I think that's bullshit. I think tone very clearly gets across via text. Now you can lie about your tone, but you know. Yeah. That's when certain apps like Snapchat are really helpful because they show you when somebody's typing, when they're not typing, when they've stopped typing, when they're thinking about something or pausing on something or whatever. You can gauge the conversation better, or something like WhatsApp that does all of that and shows you when they're recording voice messages and blah blah blah, etc. Prior to this, we read that part. You are so overdoing this. Why? I love how you react so funny to things. Mad adorable. It's like when you rub a cat's belly and then they just roll around. You will not rub my belly. Yeah. Why only do that? Uh-oh. Last comment here. Yeah. He should have been like, yeah, and just stopped. Or just never responded at all. I'm not gonna lie. If I were in his position and I realized that she was 14, I probably would have stopped talking to her immediately.
Yeah, that's the block.
I'm not even gonna front with you. I'm not even gonna fucking lie. I would be like, yeah, that's tough. And niggas, if she post that shit on Twitter, I'd be like, haha, yeah, I got out of there. Like, the FBI not coming for me.
I ain't gonna lie. I just dropped it myself. I blocked it. Okay,
That's why you gotta be careful about that shit. You gotta be very careful. I promise I'll be normal if every 2 weeks we can do something like that, where in the day I can go all in. Swear on the river sticks. Jason, I promise you. Huh? Jason?
Who's Jason?
I promise you, as long as you promise me that those days you are all mine. Fine. From what I recollect, she enjoyed the specific book or movie series, and I just Googled, and Jason is one of the characters. Gotcha. Okay, in the series, and I can't remember if it's a lyric or a specific quote. I pretty much just grabbed it to kind of fit in with something she liked from that, something she mentioned earlier. This comment in general is just very inappropriate and disgusting, regarding if it was a quote that doesn't matter. I mean, maybe inappropriate, but I don't know about disgusting.
Yeah.
What grade are you in? 9th. I'm a freshman. Oh my god, you are a baby hand. Haha, adorable. I know all my classmates are.
Is that what he's saying to her?
Yeah. Says M2K about to get canceled. Honestly, bro, I wouldn't even be surprised, but I would hope that all the stories we heard about M2K are true. Like, about him being so socially awkward that, like, he probably can't even walk up and speak to a fucking woman. I would very much appreciate if that was true right about now, because I would hate for it. Yeah.
I was trying to say that last night. I was like, why? I really think Mewtwo King is literally the definition of a Smash player.
Yes, right? Yeah, he's basically a fucking robot. He's autistic. He doesn't pick up on things. He's really socially awkward. He gets really mad whenever he fucking loses. Like, yeah, that's the definition of, that's like your stereotypical nerdy Smash player. So, yeah, he was wrong to make the baby hand comment here.
That was weird.
And to keep calling her adorable after she said she was 14. Although he said he was what, 19 here, I think.
That's still weird, bro.
Yeah, I agree. It's still weird, but I mean, like, it's better than him being like 21 or 22 or something. Is my point. Yeah, he said he's 19. Okay.
What's that 5-year age gap?
Let's see. Any boys you looking at? Aw, thanks. Smash skills don't matter, kitty. You'll grow out of it eventually. Well, I could teach them Smash. Hugh. Find yourself a nice caring boy. Laugh my ass. Please, fiend. Most boys I know were jerks. This is pretty much by the end of our interactions from what I remember. Since I decided that continuing or talking to her was disgusting upon learning her age, I didn't know what I could do to stop communication and not make her feel terrible about it, which was something I was concerned about. I felt uncomfortable, but felt the need to not be cutting her ghost. That's why he didn't cut off. See, that's what happens when you try to be nice as opposed to just being an asshole.
Can you do me a favor? What are the dates at the bottom right? What did the dates say on the screenshots?
2014.
So he had these screenshotted since 2014?
He's not screenshotting this. He said he has no logs of this. He says I will address this story individually per screenshot. Be mindful I do not have the logs of this conversation at all.
Wait, whose logs are these?
This is hers. This is her logs, and she's talking to Zero, right?
Okay. I was confused for me. So he screenshotted. Okay. It was her. Okay, I got it.
Okay. Here we go. We're back here. I felt uncomfortable, but felt the need. Oh, hold on. Okay. Felt the need to not be cutting her ghost. Looking back at it, was a very clear lack of judgment for me, and just stopping right there, and then. Even if it was being too direct was the only option, and I see that today very clearly. I stupidly suggested for her to find a boy or another friend. That's what I read as well. I was sitting here like, oh yeah, he's definitely like, he definitely should have.
Any boys at school?
Yeah, he was like, any boys at school you can go after, instead of
to leave me alone.
Me, Although I would have just been like, oh, man, that stinks. Yeah, you'll find someone eventually. I'm out. Bye.
As my hands hovered over the block button.
Yeah. My mouse is shaking over this block button, trembling. She'll hopefully just forget about me and I wouldn't have to just suddenly cut communication, which I did in the end. In the end, I did everything wrong. I'm sorry. At least he's acknowledging it.
Yeah.
I think the difference here is that he clearly didn't take advantage of the situation. He tried to ease himself out of the situation as opposed to just dropping it, and his problems came from easing himself out.
Yeah.
So I'm not having too much of an issue with this. The Leffen thing is not a blemish on his character. It's a social awkwardness thing. This thing is he realizes the situation, he's trying to get out of it, and he gets out of it really messily. The first girl, I don't know what that was. I have literally no clue what this is all talking about. They said something about his girlfriend and blah blah blah, and the girlfriend thing just isn't true. So we'll keep reading the rest of this. Don't be a I said wait. My pit though, don't be a perv, man. My pit though, and yes, I still let your pit. MK, I don't know what MK is. Kate, you a perv though. It's okay.
MK.
Okay. It's gonna happen. You are still a baby. This is me suggesting what I said above, and she commented, "Don't be a perv." So when I suggested the boy thing, I was then reassuring, like, "Don't worry, those things are for later." But my intention at this point in time was to exit the conversation, and I was so awkward I couldn't find a way to do it without being direct, which is again my mistake and lack of judgment. I'm not excusing any of it. I'm sorry. The part that Zero didn't address is that he asked the girl to masturbate with an ice cube.
Huh?
Oof. See, when I hear something that ridiculous, the first thing that goes to my head is, damn, that must be a joke. But then I'm over here understanding the concept, that like the context that everything is taking place in, and I'm like, that might not be a joke.
I've seen that before.
I was like, bro, I'm hoping that's a joke. That might not be a joke. that probably is not a joke.
I told you Zero is a freak, dog.
I mean, look at him. But I mean, I don't even mean to be rude because I like Zero's content. I've been watching this nigga.
His content is.
I've been following Zero. I've been supporting Zero ever since like Smash 4, like very beginning of Smash 4, like when they were doing the summer tournament before the game came out. So I've been here for like 6 years, but damn, fuck. I just want to say, oh, he admitted it. Well, shit. All right. I just want to say how horrible this is in general. It feels terrible. I did this, and I feel a tremendous level of regret. I apologize for what I did to her back then. Before I stopped talking to Gino, but this isn't in any of the screenshots, and knowing how awkward I was back then, it probably wasn't a good one anyways, and a new, better one is much needed today. I'm extremely sorry. I genuinely did see you as a friend back then. I had no ulterior motives or terrible intentions, and looking back, I clearly didn't act the way I should have, nor in a respectable or appropriate manner. I regretted and wish I could undo this sin, and I'm so sorry for bringing this upon you. You didn't deserve it. You did not do anything wrong, and I just want to say that it's all on me. I should have known better, and I should have been better. I should have been a decent human being. I failed every single one of those things, and I can't say enough how sorry I am for this. If anything, if there's anything I can do to make it up for you, I'd be glad to. I don't expect your forgiveness or anyone's, and I think that's perfectly fine, but I think an apology is important for you to be able to heal. Which is what's most which matters most. I'm really sorry. So he's clearly apologetic about this. Like, this seems like a genuine apology. The reason I've always been very robotic, unaware of my surroundings, strange, and unable to understand social cues is because I've never really had a meaningful relationship with anyone in my life. I then thought for some reason jumping to another country on a different language barrier would be a great way to start over again. And looking back, I really am an idiot. I want to say once again, I'm not sharing this just to get empathy or any shape or form. I'm sharing this because I want to be transparent with you, and that's the way I am. I just lay it all on the table. A consistent theme has been, why is Zero weird? Why is he socially inept? Why is he strange and out of place so often? Let me answer that directly. There's a very big trigger warning for the following story. I can recommend caution when reading it. It will help you understand me as a person, but I also want to say that I'm not looking for sympathy or supporting and mentioning in any way. I'm doing this to be really transparent. When I was a kid around the age of 5, oh, this is the Shiro Emiya backstory my nigga was talking about. There we go. Around by the age of 5, my dad was everything in life. He was my inspiration and strength. I admired him so much. Why'd he start it like that?
Yeah, that's like he's gonna do something.
Yeah, bro. Around the age of 5, my dad was everything in life. He was my inspiration. Hold on, I need to get some fucking. Let me get something real quick.
It's gonna be some Meet the Johnsons type.
Here we go. Go ahead and let me start playing the motivational music real quick.
I gotta turn this up so I can hear this.
Yeah, let me go ahead. Where's the sound? Where's the sound options? Ooh. Okay, there we go. Here it is. My dad was everything in life. He was my inspiration, my strength, and I admired him so much. My dad had a company. He was successful, and as my mom tells me, from back then, I was inseparable from him. He would often take me to work with him and show me the cool things he was working on. My parents had their issues, which culminated in my dad starting a family with another woman. I've mentioned this before on my content that I hate my dad, and I hate that he did that. That's not new information. What I've never told is how my mom found out about how it happened. One day, when my dad took me to work, I noticed his secretary was very close to him. As a kid, I remember them being closer than with my mom. I always felt strangely about it, but obviously, I'm just a little kid, so I was in no position to do anything or say anything. I was in my dad's office playing with some of his work equipment. I want to say a helmet. And then the secretary came in the room with my dad, and they started having extremely graphic sex in the room.
Excuse me, can you pause the music real quick? Hold up, bro. Hold on. Hey, hold up. Like this is a tragic side story.
Yeah, bro.
But
sadness and sorrow to our toasty.
What does this have to do with you over here telling a 14-year-old?
That's a crazy ass story. Zirda got the craziest stories, bro. I just watched this video a couple of weeks back when he was talking about when he was going through immigration, or he was going through security and travel and TSA and stuff when he arrived for a tournament. and they over here locked. They took him into one of the back rooms. They're over here. They checked him out. They realized he was famous. They let him go, and they said, "You better not do anything in my country. I'll make sure to get you out of here as quickly as possible." Bro, this nigga got the craziest fucking stories. Not gonna lie. I'm not saying they're wrong. I'm just saying, like, damn.
Yeah, this is a crazy story, alright.
My nigga been living a tragic backstory. That's tough.
That thing is, this makes you want to go talk to a 14-year-old?
I mean, well, he says that he's explaining why he's so socially awkward.
Oh, socially awkward.
He said that he's talking about why he's so socially inept and why he's so weird, why he seems so out of place, and blah blah blah.
Okay. My bad. I misheard.
All right. Well, anyway, since you fucking wanted to, I damn near wanted to play like hentai moans behind this, but I realized that would be really inappropriate. Let me see. Where were we? My dad knew I was there. She saw me there, but they did not care and kept going. I felt paralyzed and terrified. I'm laughing, but I'm laughing because it's so out of nowhere. I'm not laughing at the situation itself because the situation is really fucked up. I'm laughing. This is like the same clip where I forgot what the Asian dude's name was, but the Asian dude hopped on the show and he was like, "I was raped brutally every day for a summer." Was like, whoa, it's so out of nowhere. What? Anyways, okay.
He was 5 at the time of this, right?
Yeah, he was 5.
Okay.
Surprised to even know he still remembers it, to be honest with you. If I saw that, I wouldn't know what the hell they were doing at 5. What's that? My dad knew I was there. She saw me there, but they didn't care and kept going. I felt paralyzed and terrified. And I don't remember when I left the room, but I remember crying outside and my dad coming to pick me up and told me to not speak a single word of what I saw. He was angry. I had never seen him like this before. He was yelling at me and looking at me so intensely. Looking back, I realized he was threatening me to be quiet. When I came home, I remember running to my mom in my room and crying. My mom comes to check on me, and my dad just goes, "Don't worry, he fell." And my mom just was very worried about me. After a while, my dad left the room, and me and my mom could talk alone. My mom checked up and noticed I wasn't hurt in any way, so she asked me what was wrong. I don't remember exactly how I said it, but I told her what I saw. She confronted my dad, and my dad did not react well. An argument ensued, and it quickly turned violent. My dad punched my mom and started hitting her as hard as he could while she was on the ground. I was just standing there, just watching my mom being killed. I tried to yell at my dad to stop, and he hit me instead. I remember my mom crawling through the door. Her face was full of blood. My dad started making a phone call, and he went to the back of the house. I just remember running to my mom. As she picked herself up, she said, "We need to leave. He's going to kill me if we stay here." And to this day, I still remember that specific phrase as one of the scariest things I've ever heard. We fortunately lived only a couple blocks away from the police station, so I helped my limping mom to the police station on foot, her body full of bruises. When we arrived, my mom told everything to the officer. He listened at first, then asked a couple of questions and just said, "Got it, so give me his phone number and we will call him over for a statement." My dad came and proceeded to deny everything because my mom had no substantial evidence other than her bruises and no adult witnesses or footage or accounts. The case could not move forward at all. I remember one of the cops actually laughing at my mom when she tried to argue against it. We had to go back home that night to my dad, and my mom was shaking the entire way back. When we returned, my dad said we had to leave the house immediately and gave me the option to stay with him or my mom, and I chose my mom. This is probably the worst thing that has ever happened to me, and this is the very first time I've told anyone about it. But this only started the next chapter of my life, which was really the collapse of everything I knew at the time, but this was what started breaking my character and personality. My mom says there's a very specific day where I changed as a kid and I just became a shell of what I was before. My mom was not able to really provide for us now, and it was just me and her. We ended up driving to another city to stay at my mom's parents. After my mom told the story, my grandpa blamed her and said, "I always told you never to date that man. It's your fault." and proceeded to say that if we wanted to stay there, she would have to do chores around the house and pay some type of rent. Otherwise, we have to leave. I remember my mom having to look at this disappointment, but not at them. Or having this look of disappointment, but not at them, but at herself. I feel she really blamed herself for all of this and took it so hard. Because we could not afford my schooling, I had to drop out of school for a significant period of my life. For about 4 to 5 years, I didn't go to school or had any type of interaction with anyone because I became a shut-in. This is when I was diagnosed with extreme depression, ADHD, and suicidal thoughts. I remember those days as me just laying on the mattress and looking at the ceiling of my room, wondering why I'm even alive. Some days I would blame myself, some days I felt so angry, and some days I just felt like Mom would have less trouble if I just killed myself. My mom tried very hard to save my life back then. She sold every little belonging she had to support me, to see doctors, to have things to enjoy life. But the most intense part was that she always preached me to never hate my dad. She always tried her best to make sure I never hated him. It did not matter. At first I was so angry at him. Over time I became furious at her. Why isn't she upset? Why isn't she planning revenge? Looking back, my mom was wise beyond her years. But this was too much for me to process before the age of 10. As my mom stabilized herself, I got the opportunity to pick up on my studies, and I was behind years and years, and I was struggling just learning basic things. I began to really hate myself. I was so angry that I had become stupid. So angry that things that should be easy were now so difficult. For you to be able to understand, I wasn't able to do basic math functions at the age of 11 and 12. I could not go back to school like this, so my mom got me to go through this program where if you pass one big test, you can catch up on grades. I remember crying before the test because I knew I was so far behind and I wasn't going to be able to do it. I remember looking at the paper with my answers blank, and the lady who was there came to see me. She felt so sad and shocked, or she felt so bad and shocked that I didn't know anything, that she basically wrote down the answers for herself and told me, "It's okay, I'll help you pass." This is, to me, the saddest memory of my life because all I could think of at the moment was that I'll never be anything or anyone in life. I just wanted a car to crash me. I wanted the pain and suffering to end. At this point in time, the only console I had was a GameCube, and that game happened to be Melee. I remember just playing with computers, wishing that they were people I could play with. In a lot of ways, this was my break. I could just disconnect from life and worry about this and nothing else. It felt liberating. At some point in my life, I started going back to real school and also was playing a bit of Smash on the side. My time in middle school was very turbulent. A lot of these memories were very suppressed within me, and this is one of the darkest periods of my life. In middle school, I didn't know how to socialize with people. I hadn't been interacting with anyone for years, only ever spoke to my mom here and there, and never left my house. People bullied me, made fun of me, stole my books, broke my glasses, and in general, I was the laughing stock of the class. I remember coming to school and just feeling terrified of everyone. One of the kids in my class who really hated me had a brother who was a senior in high school, or in the school. I remember them whispering something during one of the breaks. When I went to the bathroom, the guy came in the bathroom right after me, locked the door behind me, and proceeded to touch me. He pulled my pants, and I remember him saying that if I say anything, he will kill me. I remember just being there, looking at him in the eye, and my mind just went blank. I couldn't move. I couldn't talk. I just stayed there and took it. He eventually just left, and made sure to tell me if I said anything, he will come back. I never told this to my mom. I never told this to anyone. I internalized this as it being my fault, and me deserving it. I remember coming back home and telling my mom I don't ever want to go to that school again and just crying. My mom looked so worried, but she helped me transfer schools. It scares me to type this because my mom didn't know any of this, and this will be the first time she'll learn of it. I only hope she can forgive me. Moving forward from this, life just always felt like a blur. I started adopting this attitude that everything that happened to me was funny, or I would only remember the good things. It's like I was living my own lie. I was so affected from what happened. World's Smallest Violin. This is the filler arc. This is like that part in Erased when the dad gets arrested in a divorce for stealing an Evil chocolate bar. Let me see. Moving forward from this in life, just always felt like a blur. I started adopting this attitude that everything that happened to me was funny. I would only remember the good things. It was like I was living my own lie. I was so affected from what happened that I convinced myself I was gay to cope with. In a way, I must have enjoyed it. I must have asked for it. It was a good thing that it happened. And through high school, I portrayed myself in a way that my classmates often thought I was gay, or essentially lived this lie in my head to cope. I lived this lie for years. You know what's kind of funny about that? As an interjection. Yeah, I was about to say that. I was like, he actually did. I always thought when I first saw him, I thought he was gay. So I meant like, I could believe this. Anyways, I always talk about the good things that happen or the funny ones. In my stories, I never mention the bad things or how often I got beat up by classmates because they thought I was gay. It was a very miserable time of my life, and in my head, all I wanted to do was escape reality. I wanted to go somewhere else and be someone else. And this is why I was happy to go to America and be Zero. And at the time, my sister was my line of support. She lived abroad, and she was the main person who helped me with my English. Suddenly, however, she passed away a random day while commuting to work from an aneurysm. One day I'm talking to her, and she's telling me how we're going to go to America together and how everything is going to work out. The next day, she's dead. And I had to watch it through a video call from her husband at the hospital. I remember that day being very strange. I could not cry. For a while, I told people that my sister is alive. Sometimes I would say I'd never even had a sister. You can actually catch me saying some of these things on very old videos or streams, but I never really came to terms with her death until very recently. I sometimes just pretended it never happened to begin with. It was easier than facing the fact that she died. This is pretty much a summary of my life up to the point where you guys are familiar with my story, which you can then see from my days in brawl tournaments and generally attending America. Moving forward, I would want to take this time to self-reflect and improve myself as a person. I always wanted to inspire people and be a beacon of reason. I failed. And I've made terrible mistakes that I deeply regret. I want to learn to be a better person one day, and I'm so sorry to everyone involved. This nigga's really playing the small violin nigga. Oh my god. With that said, my trauma in general, I've made terrible mistakes. A friend of mine committing suicide, and friends who are, he's referring to a guy, I believe, in that regard. And friends who are not, who I thought has had me in a horrible mental state. And I'm at the point where I feel like I'm going to break, and I don't know where to go from here. Please let me know if there's anything else I can do to make anything better. Zero.
Huh? You guys want a burger too?
So the only thing I'm confused about is this Ice Cube scenario, because that's not talked about here. So I don't know what the initial allegations were. I'm assuming these tweets were part of the initial allegations, though. The way that this whole TwitLonger is constructed, right? I would guess. Let me see if there's anything else here. So he has another TwitLonger that we opened up.
They're in the cabinet. I don't know.
The Ice Cube thing. Okay, so that's what I'm trying to find. Where's this thing about the Ice Cube thing?
Didn't you say nothing to it?
Okay. Here we go. So this was, Jesus Christ, there's so many documents to read. So I found another document. This is the original claim from Jisoo. Okay. Alright, so the original claims were, this story has taken me tremendous deliberation, but I'm sorry. You were showing me explicit Craigslist ads of sex workers and hentai on the big screen, constantly harassing me at Sky's house when I was 15. That's more of social awkwardness. I mean, obviously he shouldn't have been doing it, right? Because it's like illegal. But my point there is that I don't think he's a pedophile for that. I think he's just
look at the reply to number 2.
Look at reply to number 2. Replies to number 2. Where the fuck is... look at the replies to that second one. Is the second one the one we just read?
Hey, before you do that, hey, go back. What was that open for a surprise? What was that?
Huh?
On Twitter.
Open for a surprise? Where are you talking about?
Go back one. It was on that the My Story post. Go back on the My Story tab.
Oh, okay. Hold on. I think that was forward one from here. Where the fuck is? God damn it! Let me just go. Oh, here it is. It's just in a different tab. This is confusing. Okay, so this. Okay, yeah, the replies were the other one. Hold on. I think this is a little bit confusing. This is meant to be my story with people who have been exposed as predators in the community. This isn't what everyone is thinking in the comments. They updated his wiki already, pedo. Oh, Zero, stay out of this. In the case of people the minors initiated it, which means they're not predator, they're dumb. Don't let emotions get to your head.
Huh?
Zero, none of this is your fault. That's
yeah, I did my fault.
People in the comments trying to defend Nairo like clown. Oh nah.
No.
So you just weren't there for the after parties. Sorry, you had to find out this way. It must be terrible seeing you were close to some of them.
Mhm.
Oh, so this was his statement to Nairo's shit. I see. Okay. Now Zach was telling us to look at the replies here, which is the statement addressing everything here. I want to mention that I'll also be permanently banning myself from Smash Bros. Events to any capacity. I don't want to make anyone uncomfortable. I don't deserve to be there ever again after this. I've had it at this point. We're taking a mentally and physically broken 19-year-old girl and making him seem like a predator. Or 19-year-old making him seem like a predator. Yes, Zero did talk to this girl. Yes, Zero did do some inappropriate things, but Zero never sexually abused this girl. Yeah, this Zero case is a little different because it's like, I don't see any of this. I don't look at Zero differently here after all of this, right? At least after this stuff, I'm not talking about the Ice Cube thing, because we got to get to the Ice Cube thing, right? After reading what we've read so far, I don't look at Zero any differently. I'm sympathetic towards the backstory, but I'm also like, yeah, he clearly fucked up. But I don't see him as a predator. Because clearly he sensed that the girl, he saw the girl was underage, and his speech patterns changed immediately. And he genuinely did not want to be involved. So I don't think he's a predator by any means, right? And I don't feel comfortable with people kind of throwing the word pedo out, even though I get why they're throwing it out, but that's not really, you know.
I would agree with you, but that Ice situation.
That's what I'm saying. We've not gotten there yet. Like once we get through with the Ice Cube situation, then we'll talk about it, right? But we're not there yet. So from what we've read, I don't look at him really any differently. Let's see. God, there's so many Twitlongers. Okay. Where's this Ice Cube situation? And first we need to go. Okay, so first let's go to the original tweet stuff. Because we looked at the second. We looked at the second one on accident. I thought we looked at the first one. You were showing me explicit Craigslist ads of sex workers and hentai on a big screen and constantly harassing me at Sky's house when I was 15. Zero, I trusted you. How could you be so blind? Oh my fucking god. This was 7 years ago. She was 15 when it happened. He's 22
Why is all
now.
this going on at Sky's
Zero's
house?
25 now, putting him at the age of 17 to 18 range, most likely 18, meaning he was still in high school. This is someone trying to start controversy for clout. Why am I specifically the only people used to explain the situation? Blah, 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 blah. An 18-year-old showing a minor porn is still a crime. I've heard that Zero was 17 at the time. He was more than likely 17, or he was more than likely 18, not 17, due to how close their birthdays are, but he still could have been 17. It's so weird because it's like, this is not behavior that you would typically, like, what am I trying to say here? If you were in high school and your friend was 18 and you were 17 and you all were looking at hentai together, you wouldn't really think anything of it, right?
Yeah.
It's only when it gets publicized like this that you start thinking that this is a bad thing, which is why I've always been of the Romeo Juliet laws type of thing, right? Where if the age difference is within 3 to 4 years and one of them is an adult and one of them is a minor, I don't really look at it as like an abusing a minor situation or inappropriate relations with a minor, right? If you're within 3 to 4 years, by law, not something to be really looked at side-eyed. Once you're past that point, then, you know. It's still long and creepy. It sucks he put himself in this situation, but yeah, okay. But let's go ahead and get to his response to the allegation. Let's see. I'll address everything. I'll be direct. Still shocked at the comments because I've always been under the assumption that we were on good terms years after we stopped being roommates. Never been a very interactive person. I'm pretty socially awkward. Main focus is to be the best player in the world, and I did that for about 90% of my day on a daily basis. So most of the interactions I had with Jackie, other than normal roommate things, were exchanging random jokes with her. Don't want to attack her. Don't want you all to harass her. Let's start off with setting on the timeline. I moved to South Carolina, to Sky's house, towards the tail end of 2014. These are his flight dates.
Oh, he lived with Sky. Okay.
I guess so, yeah. Here's a precise date and plane ticket I used to get there. Mind you, Dallas is a connection from Chile, which proves the time I moved into the house, officially as my arrival date of November 20th, 2014. Subsequently, they also mentioned when I left the country, which is roughly 2015. Here's a video of me doing a room tour in Chile. Video is private because I accidentally showed my Chile address, but the video is still available if I need to prove myself through a private message with the link to it. This house, Arma Coast Sky House, is featured a multitude of Smash players: D1, Mewtwo King, Sky Williams, Zex, Tyrant, XX are most notable names from the Smash scene. Since there were other people not as involved in it that lived there. Video shows how small the house was. It was like 10 plus people living in it. I was assigned to live in the room on the side, a bunk bed under Mewtwo King. In front, there was another bunk bed where Jackie and Vigio were at. For reference, the room can be seen here. To be noted is the desk with the big TV and the monitor on the side. I didn't have an actual... Yeah, there's the link. You're talking about this YouTube link, I'm assuming?
¿Cómo le va, gente? 0K. Bueno, acá estamos en la casa de Sky en Los Ángeles, California. Y inglés que nadie se entiende. Como pueden ver acá está realmente oscuro.
Oh, from Jesus to it long. Okay. Yeah. Videos here for like 10 people. For reference, the room can be seen here. You can see a recording, which gives you a good perspective of the room. I returned to Chile, as mentioned before. I lived in Arizona. Let me close out that link. Remained there for roughly 2 to 3 months before we moved to a new location to the house. The Twitter link. Yeah. Jackie and I were strictly online, where she always had an art booth. This is all to give you perspective on the place and timeline of events. My experience with Jackie. My main relation with Jackie was a friend level, and here are many screenshots of our entire conversation log. I looked through our entire log, which isn't long. The date of messages will help me with reflecting the timeline of events. Jackie, your chibis are sick. Thanks, man. I try. Hook me up with one. It's so sick. Please. Oh, anything for you. I just need the money. Lol. Laugh my ass off. Sure. I need some graphic stuff. What do you need, honey buns? The date here is important because it shows even after the first time I left Armacost, Jackie was still very friendly towards me. I'm sorry if I'm being weird. Everyone in the room is having too much fun. It's cool. Haha. I'm thinking of a chibi version of me with a scarf and glasses. A haircut on my profile pic would be sick. I read back on it. Sounds cool. More than good. It's Godo or Godo or Godo. I don't know what the fuck that's supposed to say. Sweet. How much you need? I'll pay pals. Normally I charge 50, but since you the honey buns. She often called me nicknames. In this particular screenshot, she called me honey buns, which I wasn't particularly fond of, and you can see she apologized because it wasn't in character. I just brushed it off awkwardly and went back to talking about the commission and business in general. I didn't want to tell her I felt a bit awkward or felt a little bit weird and just moved on from it. The next 2 screenshots will prove this was consistent behavior with her being comfortable around me. What did I just get on my phone? Nothing. Okay. Burrito. Okay, burrito. Anything for the burrito. Burrito. Normally I wouldn't do it, but again, you the burrito, so 200 is good. Burritos. Okay. No problem, bro. Anything for the burrito. Oh, Jackie, you there? Yo, here now. Okay, burrito, are you there? Gonzalo, burritos. Hey, what did you want to say? Jackie also on many occasions felt comfortable to ask me to promote her work and art, which I was supportive of in general. Here's a couple of screenshots of that. I love it. Yep, I'll throw you in on my updates. Thank you. Really glad you like it. Melissa let me know that I should have more exposure with my skills, so I'm trying to actually market myself now. We'll see how this goes. Absolutely, yep, some super good stuff. Thanks, I would bury your kind words forever in my kokoro. So glad Senpai noticed me. Sup, dude, I made the official announcement for my site. Do you mind spreading the word so other people, so it can reach more smashers? I already made posts about it. Blah blah. I'm trying really hard to push the creative standards of content within the community, so your help is really appreciated. Sorry I was late. It's okay. I appreciate your support always. Or anyways. You happy birthday, my dude, 21? Hey Zero. So TwitchCon is giving me 5 tickets to give away. I wanted to do different ways to win each one. One category is best combo / vid gift. I'm only familiar with Waylay, so I wanted to know if you wanted to judge Smash 4, because I don't want to eliminate a whole demographic just because I'm not familiar with the game. This last message was my last interaction with her. Since I didn't respond to this image, note the date, because up to this date in 2016, she still wasn't uncomfortable with me and felt familiar enough to ask for favors. Good idea. I'm leaving this Wednesday. I'll try my best to leave the plane, or to leave the place. But it doesn't mean it'll be clean when you guys get here. Oh noes. I wish you could stay and guard the place. Has anyone attempted to steal trash or things yet? Just Jesse's chair. Me and D1 are just using the TV in the room for games, but that's really it. That's it, really. Generally trusted my character. Here's an example of where she would want me to protect her belongings, because sometimes disguised house people would steal things if you weren't careful about them. She had expensive art electronics, which I did often keep a look for when she wasn't around. Pretty much the gist of our online interactions. For person interactions, the only proof I can provide is video evidence of us interacting in general, which you can find in my channel. They've always been available. Jackie laughing in the background, having a good time. Where I pranked Mewtwo King, laughing in the main video. She was helping me keep track of chat. Past the Armacost Sky House, when we moved into the second house, my interaction with Jackie moved entirely to when I saw her at Smash Bros. Events, which she often had an art booth. I would sometimes stop by and say hi, maybe talk about some memories from the California days, and then I would go my way for the rest of the weekend. Sometimes would buy her items to support her as well. Here's a statement from my girlfriend, Vanessa, meeting Jackie during our relationship. Throughout my time dating Gonzalo, the friendships between Jisoo and him, from what I've seen, always had a friendly brother-sister vibe. Gonzalo introduced me to her, and I would greet her at tournaments. I remember getting along with her. Our first interaction between us was at a tournament a few hours away. Gonzalo ordered some shirts from her stand for me. I remember us really complimenting and loving her work. I'm confused to see these accusations from her, seeing how friendly their relationship was from what I saw. There's proof of the shirts being purchased and the date for that. Me and Vanessa haven't gotten our shirts. It's almost been a month. I'm crying. I'm currently on a trip. The t-shirts have been set out to ship at the end of the month. We have so many orders that the manufacturing is taking longer than we'd like. I apologize for the wait, though. Let Vanessa know I'm sorry too. Sounds good. Addressing her claims, I showed you a timeline of the place, of the look of the place, videos and pictures of our interactions. Let me address the direct claim she made towards me. Her statement reads above: you were showing me explicit Craigslist ads of sex workers and hentai on the big screen, constantly harassing me at Sky's house when I was 15. The first thing to note is she's talking about the big screen in the middle of the room. The specific room she's talking about seen in this video.
Yo, how's it going, guys? So, huge news. Jason, Mewtwo King just got a box full of Christmas gifts, and we're gonna have a Merry...
Can we see
Jason, MTK, Merry Christmas.
Dude, nobody wants to watch this.
Yes, they do.
Yes, they do.
No one wants to watch this. They have 89,000 views.
Oh my god.
They definitely did.
Oh my... What?
Oh, she's talking about the TV right behind Mewtwo King is the big screen. This TV that Mewtwo King's right behind is the big screen. Okay, that's what I was trying to figure out. Okay. There's a big TV on the side. I mentioned before I did not have a computer at the time. Instead, we used a little laptop. They were all Jesse's belongings. They let me use their faster computer from time to time, like to stream since my laptop sucked. Feels weird. It feels very weird that I would be looking at inappropriate things considering not one person lived in that room, but 5 people did. There's no sense of privacy, and at the time, and that was a big theme at the Sky House. No one had privacy for anything. You had to go outside to get some fresh air. If I would have done anything immediately creepy to her, it's extremely likely a roommate in the same room would have noticed, considering we lived in a small house with 10+ people. You're showing me explicit Craigslist ads of sex workers and hentai. I don't understand the context of this, nor do I have any recollection of this. Craigslist is not an ad, it's not a website I really use, or we never really had any type of sexual interactions in our time interacting. This feels out of character for me to just show this to her randomly. Hentai is something I do look at, but again, I would not be looking at it in a room full of roommates. Neither would it make sense to do it on their computers of all places. I don't understand if this was part of the joke. I randomly pulled to make fun of Mewtwo King or something, and she just happened to see it accidentally, but looking back, I never shared a single picture with her on this nature. There's no single log of her ever mentioning it. She mentions the harassment happened in Sky's house. I don't have any recollection of this. As I established above the timeline, when I lived in Sky's house and when she moved out, this means she's claiming it happened in late 2014, early 2015, looking back at our messages. In my memory, I remember her interacting fondly with me, and this extends well into 2016, which is well after we were roommates, which is the timeline she's talking about. Okay. So that was his thing with that. Now I'm assuming we get to part 3, which is the Ice Cube thing, which is where he just admits that he did it, but I don't see the accusation of the Ice Cube thing. I'll be releasing my statement in everybody's account soon. Oh, Katie was the one that talked about the Ice Cube thing. It's not, okay, I see. So who the fuck is Katie? That's what I gotta figure out. Where the fuck is Katie? Here. Katie 0. Yeah, here we go. Oh, Katie was this girl. I see. Okay. Okay. I gotcha. Now, where is she, though? All I wanted was an apology. Okay.
Hey.
Yeah?
What was that open for a surprise thing?
What open for a surprise thing are you talking about?
You know what? It's delayed on YouTube, so.
Yeah. Oh, you're talking about... Oh, this girl. This is Jisoo. This is the girl that was making the art for him. I was gonna say, she looks really pretty. Although her face is kind of awkwardly shaped. Support my actual art. Thanks for the thirst. That's what it was. Okay. It'll show up on the stream. I think I just found it, didn't I? Okay. Where's the Ice Cube thing here, though? Because this, from what I was reading here, this statement from Katie is just summarizing everything that he already defended himself against. This doesn't actually address the Ice Cube thing. So, that's what I'm trying to figure out. Yeah, there's nothing here about the Ice Cube shit. 0 Ice Cube. Never thought that would be something I'd be saying. I'd be fucking checking.
Sound like the 2 girls, 1 cup type thing.
This culture of digging up everyone's past to find ways to invalidate their current success is so sad. As if people don't grow and evolved. You won't be missed. That's not fucking true. I'm gonna miss fucking 0. That's kind of unfortunate. This whole Smash thing is just coming to an end.
Yeah. I ain't never
Smash
watched
just
Zero.
dead ass got canceled. That's nuts.
That's crazy. In like 2 days.
I'm trying to figure out where the actual accusation of this Ice Cube thing is.
I mean,
I
did
can
he admit
see-
to it?
He admitted to it, but I don't know what the accusation is.
Ah, okay.
It just says Katie, the screenshot you guys were wondering about the Ice Cube thing, but I can't find where that is. I can't find the
Yeah.
screenshot.
I'll look and see if I can find it too.
Yeah, because I'm like,
Zero Ice. Wait. 2 underage girls.
he said there was another girl named Laura, if I'm correct.
Oh, okay.
He said there's another girl in 2014 I'd spoke to a bit earlier. She never told me she was underage. I have a screenshot of this, but then she contacted him years later and said that she was underage. Which again, I'm not gonna fault him for, because the girl flat out said she was older than him. And then she goes years later and goes, I wasn't actually older than you. You abused me, I'm gonna cancel you. That don't make no fucking
Yeah,
sense.
that's messed
dumb
up.
shit. Yeah, that's dumb shit. That's bullshit. I'm not falling for that. But the other thing about the Ice Cube thing is the thing I'm trying to find.
Okay, okay, the worst defense I can remember is that you asked me. Ice, take a picture. Okay, here's Katie. Yeah. Here's.
Okay.
I think I found it. It's not a screenshot, but it's in one of her twitlongers. Hold on, let me see if I can. Yeah, here. It's somewhere in here.
Because I found one of her twitlongers, but I didn't find anything regarding Ice Cube.
Found it. Yeah, I found it.
Okay.
Yeah. There you go.
And then he also said something about a tweet regarding Ice Cube or whatever.
It's in this.
Is this the one I was just looking at? Yeah, this is the one I was just looking at. I just didn't. Oh, here we go. The worst offense I can remember is that you asked me to masturbate with Ice and take pictures. I lied when I told you I masturbated as you asked, and then I declined sending you pictures. The worst part of this is that I did not take screenshots of this particular occasion since I was so embarrassed by it. You wanted to make this activity a habit, that every 2 weeks I would do what you say for a day. Oh, yikes. Oh, that is damning. Ooh. I don't know how damning, because we also don't have screenshots of this. I kind of would like to know the specifics
He admitted
of this.
to it.
Yeah, agreed. Right, like he admitted to it. I would like to see the specifics of it, because I'm just curious to see like what the exact wording on this all was, like how exactly this went down. But that's damning, especially since he admitted to it.
Yeah.
That is tough. Masturbating with a piece of ice. Like, nigga, you can't just go to Pornhub and do that. Find that shit.
Yeah, you already know. It's like,
I would have assumed that he was joking if he didn't say the send pics of it. Because when I first read go masturbate with a block of ice, I'm like, that can't be serious.
It kind of sounds like you tell somebody to fuck off.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what it sounds like to me. But then when he goes, take pics, I'm like, oh no, he's probably actually serious. That is bad. Alright, well, the Smash scene is over and has fucking imploded on itself. Biggest Smash tubers down. And this is the concept of sympathy does not exist on this platform. I'm not condemning him. In simplest terms, sympathy is pity. Being able to feel bad for the guilty party isn't a sin. I feel bad for Katie and lost respect for Zero. I've definitely lost a little bit of respect for the Ice Cube thing. I also do feel sympathy for it, but I do feel sympathy for the rest of the backstory, and I genuinely hope the guy gets help. As for the Ice Cube thing, I don't know how old that girl was at the, or not how old the girl was. I don't know how old he was at the time. But yeah. Oh, he said he was 19. That's right. So yeah, definitely not appropriate. But you know, yeah, that's a big L. Damn, I thought we were gonna be done once we lost Nairo and Keitaro, bro. Because, man, what I'm gonna do now? Cause now I'm gonna be watching those old Sylvanas videos, and I'm gonna be like, I can't laugh at this no more. I can't watch this no more. It's trash.
I made a joke last night. If you didn't hear, I said, man, that next Sylvanas video gonna be crazy.
Yeah, bro, that's gonna be nuts. He might deadass put out a statement, to be honest with you. I wonder if he actually said anything.
He's been retweeting stuff.
Yeah,
he might
probably said something. He probably deadass. Yeah, he's just been retweeting stuff. Yeah. Oof. Big oof.
Okay, Taro was like that man's brother. Right.
Big L. Big fucking L. The current members in the Loft. Who's the Loft consist of? Oh, the Loft was every damn. So okay. Speaking as myself, Sylvan. Oh, okay. So he did put out a.
Oh, he did.
Yeah. Oh. So many influential people. Community. Speaking as myself, Sylvanas. Right. I was at the party at Sky's house where everything took place. Keitaro told me he was inviting a girl to hang out with. She was going to be turning 18 at night. During the party, I had a rare brief sightings of Keitaro with the victim throughout the night, but was not aware of his actions. And we spent most of our night doing all our own things. Didn't get a chance to interact with them. It's a bar area, there's a pool, there's a cave, various other expansive areas I didn't know about, or I know about the proper terminology to describe. Here's a video that I recorded during the party. Even Sky was not aware I filmed this until he saw it posted on Twitter. Oh, okay.
Yeah, they was trying to throw Sky up under the bus. He came back, he said, "What's sir?" Because the girl was saying that Sky knew about it.
Sky put out his own statement. I just never.
Yeah, he did.
I'd never bothered to read it because I thought after
he did live stream.
Oh, okay. Yeah, see. Oh, yeah, that's right. It was like a 26-minute live stream. I remember that. Yeah. I didn't look at it. I thought that after the Nairo and the Keitaro situations went down, we were over and done with this shit, man. I thought after like we had like 5-6 people get banned and like kicked from the Smash game, I was like, damn, it's over now. That's crazy. It's gonna be crazy without Keitaro and them damn Sylvanas videos, and Nairo just goes extinct. Wow, that's nuts. And then Zero's now gone. So it's just like Smash Ultimate now consists of like what YouTubers? Like basically Alpharad.
What about Keith? Does he do Smash videos?
Smash doesn't do Smash. Yeah, he doesn't do Smash. He may stream it from time to time or something, like, I don't know. But I mean, it's basically just Alpharad now. And no offense to Alpharad, I don't like watching Alpharad as much as like Nairo or Zero. So this is kind of tough. This is kind of unfortunate, not gonna lie.
That Nairo texture pack hits so different though.
Wow, that's crazy. Keitaro would later mention that he slept with a girl at the party in our group chat, but I said earlier we would often ignore him when he talked about women because he did it frequently, and no one could have imagined he heard him. They're like, we so sick of hearing this nigga talk about bitches, bro. I don't want to hear him talk about a woman ever again. That's really funny. There are so many people in the group chat. We had notifications off. Would ignore messages that didn't pertain to them. Whenever we spoke about the situation, he was vague, but the overall messages that he conveyed that we understood, was that the girl he slept with was 18 at the time. Colonies, who was not in the group chat as he did not live at the house at the time since he didn't move in until last year. He was later told by Keitaro about what happened with the victim in the private conversation between those two. Only this time, Keitaro revealed the actual age of the victim he had slept with that night. As the newest and youngest member of the Loft, Colonies understandably, but incorrectly assumed that this was common knowledge at the Loft. The fact that he had to carry the burden of this knowledge alone was heartbreaking, as we only found out the truth at the same time the public did. We saw Keitaro as the same person that most of you did, charming, funny, and the kind soul that would constantly brighten the many days that we spent with him. So we were absolutely devastated. We found the news absolutely devastating. The thought that this whole time you've been living a lie and that your close friend would do something horrible and paralyzing shockwaves throughout the body. We sat in silence and despair, unable to eat, sleep, or function properly as vile actions of our close friend were exposed to the community. Jeez. Oh, what's up, LR? Yeah, you came as we're hitting the end of all of this Smash fucking drama. Yeah, there's a lot for you to go back over, LR. So basically, we went over this new Zero situation. So Zero situation was that basically at first he was accused of talking to like underage girls knowingly. It turns out that he didn't know that they were underage until in one case she didn't tell him till years later, and then he immediately apologized. The other case, she told him midway through conversation, and then he tried to back out of the conversation. He did it really awkwardly, and so he said things that he shouldn't have said, although they weren't necessarily pedophilic. They were just somewhat suggestive. And so it made him look kind of bad. But the problem that Zero actually had was that at one point during conversations, he told the 14-year-old girl to masturbate with an ice cube, and in Synpics. So he's like gone and fucked. As for the rest of the stuff, we've not really gone through much of anything else. We were just basically trying to clear up that situation, and now we're just looking at Sylvanus's statement. It's Sylvanus, Cosmos, and Hakoru's statement on Keitaro and stuff. So, yeah, basically they all just said, Keitaro left, we kicked that nigga out, we're sorry for the victim, we ain't know he was fucking kids, and yeah. I forgot exactly what the Keitaro situation was. Basically, the girl was drunk and she kept making advances on him, and he fucked her even though he was like 30 and she was 16 or something, right? I thought that was what the situation was, but I might have been wrong. That's nuts. Smash literally just imploded. Ay, ay, ay. Oh, Keitaro deactivated.
Separately, you look a lot taller in this angle.
Oh, do I really? Yeah, this is really funny because like I was saying this yesterday. I've been told like 6 times within the past just like couple of days or something like that. Like I've gotten taller, and apparently I'm like 5'11" now. So this is pretty good. This is pretty cool. Yeah, this angle I think is just better. I like this a lot. The camera's also at a really different spot in the room because of, I said this earlier, there's a crack in that corner, which is where I used to be, in the ceiling, and there was a leak, which is why I didn't stream last Saturday. If you see that bucket back there, it was to catch water that was coming down from the leak when it was raining, and so I had to move all of my stuff out of that corner, change my setup, and then I didn't build this actual setup until yesterday, because the desk didn't come till yesterday. I'd ordered it to like my school, who immediately sent it back because I accidentally ordered it to the wrong spot. So yeah, and they're not taking packages until like school year and whatever. So yeah. All right, well. So Nairo's gone, Keitaro's gone, Zero is gone. Is there anybody like? I thought you were either 6'2" or 5'9". I thought I was 5'9". I've basically been 5'9". But I stood up next to my sister and her husband yesterday, and I was.
He stood up on his money.
Yeah, I stood up on my money. Now I'm 6'6".
I see.
In reality, I'm 5'4". Stand on my money now. I'm 6'6". No, now I think I'm about 5'11", to almost 6 foot, which is good, cause that's exactly where I want to be. Cause that way, when like this is off topic, if you're ever like walking with your girl, you're like visibly taller than her, and if you're sleeping with her, then she can easily lay on your chest, and there not be any issues with like her hair getting in your fucking nose or whatever, cause that shit's kind of annoying.
In your nose.
Like if the top of her head is like right next to your nose or whatever is what I mean, and it starts tickling your nose or whatever. Not like literally I'm sniffing her ponytail, and I got her whole ponytail stuck about it. This is disgusting. I just scroll down and see that. Why is ESPN? This not it. 13-time hot dog eating champion. I'm not trying to see that, big fella. That's nah. Okay, well I guess that's basically it. I mean, that's yeah. All right. That's all of that fucking drama. So I wonder who is still left. Oh, wait. Mewtwo King is streaming right now. Oh, no. He just finished streaming. Damn. He was streaming as we were going through the statements.
Leffen stream.
That's crazy.
Hello?
I knew about the Leffen stream. I didn't know about...
I'm not sure. You live, yeah.
He's streaming with, like,
hello, everyone.
MVG, I think.
I wanted to address
I could be wrong.
rumor about me that's not true.
Hey, yo, if you try to buy a protein shake, bro, get you a Fairlife.
Oh, wait. Mewtwo King actually got accused of something he's replying to it. Oh, my God. Are you kidding me?
Oh, no.
Can we be done? Damn, nigga, how many people we gonna cancel? Can we be done? Okay, you know what? I'm not even gonna lie. I can totally see this happening. Mewtwo King, dude, the first tweet I can write up again goes, Mewtwo King for real jerks off in people's beds and in their cars, and sometimes even on people, just put them in a retirement home at this point. Damn, nigga, why can't we just have some normal ass niggas in this community? The only people I completely trust in this community are Zero, MK Leia, Mewtwo King, Hungry Box, Meister, and Dark Wizzy. If any of them end up being creeps, I'm done. Well, it turns out 2 of them niggas are. Ain't no way. He deadass had to embarrass himself just to prove that a random ass screenshot was fake. What the fuck? Do we really believe something so... Oh, wait. What the fuck is this about Mewtwo King nutting on people? Oh, that's what this Q&A was. Oh, he talks about this in the Q&A. Damn, we would have figured out from him, bro. Damn, I wish I didn't go on Twitter. But he said his accusations. And I was like, what accusations? Because I was like, we didn't hear anything. That's what I'm doing right now. I'm watching it right now. Wait. Hold on. Let me link this. Hold on. Let me go to watch together.
Yeah. The autism going real crazy.
Funny.
That's crazy.
That is hilarious, bro. But you know what? Believe it or not, that's not gonna get him canceled, bro. Him not knowing people that is nothing. I'm saying this because of his past and all the stories we've heard of him, like him deadass going into a store, taking something and just walking out because he legitimately didn't understand he had to buy something. Like that was I remember that was in the Smash documentary. Like this isn't even that damning. This is like, yeah, I mean, dude's autistic. If he's not hurting nobody, I'm cool. But if this on people thing is real, I'm not condoning the behavior of the other stuff. I'm just saying, like, you know what, that's not something that would get him canceled because we know he autistic, and you know, yeah, I'm not saying it's right. I'm just saying, like, you know, that it fits. The glove fits. Like, yeah, like. Oh my gosh, I had to take a shower after this.
Hello? Oh wait, what? I'm not sure. You live? Yeah.
I don't know what I'm gonna wear today though, cause it's like 90-something degrees.
Hello everyone.
Fuck.
I wanted to address a rumor about me that's not true. There's a screenshot on Twitter that's a story that never happens regarding me orgasming on Rita-chan, and that is a complete lie. And I just want to let you know that that's a complete lie.
Huh?
And I feel like there's something else related to that that I feel like I need to explain.
the phone down,
because
bro.
it relates a lot to my ability to do certain things. Anyway,
I'll check that LR. I'll check that
so,
LR.
I'm just gonna get this out of the way. And honestly,
Is it on your
I did
channel
not-
or is it on my?
I was
Or is
not
it on your
prepared for this
Twitter?
'cause
I'll
I
have to.
didn't want it to do this. And
I'll check
in my
for
book,
it.
I had a chapter written on this actually, and I've been highly considering removing it because it's so shameful and embarrassing, and I didn't want to get made fun of my whole life for this. But I feel like I might as well just get it over with. And to be honest with you, even in my book, like, even though originally when I was writing it, in like
Hold on, I can't
and
hear
wrote
it.
all this because I default to just like just
All right, there we go. You can
writing
start
everything.
it
I
up.
wasn't even gonna like. I was like, wait, this is too embarrassing, and I'll get made fun of for the rest of my life if I say this. So I wasn't going to. But now, I was just like, okay, well, this relates to that, so I might as well.
How old is he?
But anyway,
28ish, I think. My channel.
I was circumcised very, very badly. Very badly as an
Okay.
infant, to the point that it's pretty much impossible. Sorry, pretty much impossible, or extremely, and I mean extremely, difficult to feel pleasure, orgasm, or any of that stuff, and that relates.
I know, Jason. Take
Sorry,
your time. It's okay. Take your time. It's fine.
Yeah, that's
And that relates to
Homie,
if you've
this
followed
is
me
the-
over the years.
this is the peak of
I'm
Smash
you've
Players
seen
right here.
A fair share of posts about my depression and wanting to kill myself, and
I'm busy right now.
that was I realized what it was, what that even was, or how bad it was, or how unlucky I had it even among those people. Like, it was an extra bad one. And that basically made it so I felt like, okay, let me do research on this. How can I fix this? So I was doing research on this, and I basically found that people in my situation are pretty much just fucked because there's no hope. I don't want to do this.
It's okay. So
Well,
guys.
no, I'll just finish.
Take a minute.
No, I'll just
Jason.
finish.
Jason.
I'll just finish.
Okay.
It's basically hopeless to be happy, which is because my situation will either stay the same or get worse as I age because of,
You don't want to hear what I'm
the
listening to
scientific
right now.
reasons for it and stuff. People in my situation have pretty much no hope, and it only gets worse as you age. So now I'm thinking, okay, I'm going through life. It's already this bad. It only gets worse, in terms of that. And
Oh, stand behind me like
the
this.
way
what you
like
doing?
I've been like around other people, like growing up on the internet, everyone's like, oh, sex is the most important thing and pleasure and all that, and the goal in life should be to like have a sexual partner that you
I
like,
really
you-
wish that
you
would
love
stop.
on an emotional level.
I do think
and,
what he's saying right
like,
now is
on
very
a on
true.
a sexual level and all these things, and I'm
Especially
basically
talking to
thinking
like
my whole life that's just
especially
like,
talking to like you guys in Liam, it's just like I'm seeing it specifically because you all are all 1 to 2 years younger than me. Like I'm seeing how not obsessed but like focused you guys are. Not you, because I don't think you in particular I don't think really have this issue. Maybe because you're not surrounded by those people, right? But like Poe, Keith, Liam.
I got bigger things to worry about.
Yeah, exactly. And it's not like I'm not trying to call them out on this. I'm just using them as an example. I think there's some sort of mysticism around sex that I think makes people really, really, really interested in it. And they feel as if they don't have it by a certain point, like, they are missing out on something massive, or that they feel like they're worth less, or something along the lines. It's just, this is like it's really harmful to development, is what I'm realizing is all.
Yeah.
I feel like I didn't ever have to go through that because I never thought, because like I said, you know this as well, like up until the point where I actually had a girlfriend and had sex, I thought I was asexual. So I mean, that was never really a focus for me. I realize now I'm not. But like, I don't see sex as like an end all be all.
Exactly.
So yeah, Zach,
It's
I'm
not the most
gonna
important thing.
Yeah, Zach, what I'm thinking about doing is actually I'm gonna make a Discord server probably, because I had a couple of people ask me if I was ever gonna make a Discord. I'll put up an announcement video for it. And then if you specifically don't get it, I'll just DM you on Facebook because I have you there. But I think I'm gonna make one. If it's not today, it'll be sometime before this next week is over. No promises to how
And
active
it's like,
I'll be
okay,
there,
we're one of the
but-
mainest things and the most best thing to look forward to in life, and I can't experience that, or I can to a very, very, very tiny degree of 99% of other people, pretty much. And I've done research on like, okay, what hope is there? What can I do? Because usually when it's like, oh, I'm not good enough at something, whether it's my fault or not, I try to be like, okay, what can I do to make this better? And so normally in Smash, you just study and practice, and you just get better, just because you can put in the effort to get better. This, you can't really, or even if you can, it's like such a tiny amount that it's like, and also it's like how unfair it is. I always hate like the unfairness, because I'm like, this is, like, I don't deserve this, and I don't. And I had like, an entire chapter on depression in my book. I mean, I don't. I had like an entire chapter on depression in my book talking about this. As I said, I
Yeah, he wrote a book.
was like
I've not read it, though.
70% sure I was going to actually remove that from my book, because I was never ready to reveal this for the rest of my life, because I don't want to go through life getting made fun of. One of the reasons I barely even streamed in the past, like 2014, 15, etc. One of the reasons I barely even streamed in the past was because I would get made fun of. Someone found out about this, and because like I would tell someone who didn't tell other people, and then someone found out about this, and I got made fun of on Twitch, which is why I barely streamed during like those years, because I was like, okay, I don't like this experience because it's making me think and relive memories that I don't want to relive. I've even had nightmares about this stuff, and this is pretty much the source of my depression. There's basically no hope, and I basically go through life like this, just doing what I need to, trying to be morally good, so that at least with
His
intention,
hairline
so that
perfectly cuts
it,
off at his head.
like,
Here,
I don't
at
want to
his
get into
head
religion
on
too much,
entry
but
point.
basically,
Am I tripping?
Hey, that's
I
that-
don't want to like go to
that's
hell,
that
because
gamer.
being a bad person generally means you go to hell, based on what I
You know how many
understand.
times
Actually,
taking
Oh,
that
you're
video-
talking
okay,
about
if
on
you're
the
good, you're less likely
yeah,
to go
it's
to hell
'cause
if
headphones
it even
are
exists. And then, so I don't
got a
want to go to
crazy
hell,
hairline.
so I try to be morally good, even though I'm a stupid freaking idiot
See, I got
socially, and
something
I
else
just don't
that happens with my
understand
hair.
things. 99%
My hair,
of people
I get
understand, at
indents
least
in my hair. I don't know
theoretically,
if you
God
can
would
see
understand
now,
my intentions.
it's
So I was
probably
like,
not this
okay, but
big.
and
But
then
I get
also if
indents in
you
my head
this
whenever I wear
also leads
headphones.
into suicide, and over the years I'm sure you've
Wow.
read these posts before that I've made
can't see it.
publicly that I want to kill myself, and that was not for attention, or maybe it was, but in the sense that like, wow, I'm really feeling shitty, I need some comforting, but it's wasn't actually a lie. It's more like, wow, I actually really want this to happen. But you know why I didn't go through with it? It's because of the fear of pain, regret. I'm fearing pain because it can be very painful. I fear regret because like, of course, like, what if I go through it halfway and then I screw myself and then I'm suffering even more? And on almost every religion, you go to hell permanently for suicide. So that's why I've never killed myself. So this all relates together, and it all ties together and formed me into who I am, and I'd probably be a way happier person if this wasn't the case, but since this relates to that, I felt like I had to just get this out of the way, and I just want it out of the way because it's pretty much like my biggest secret that I just don't like revealing, but I feel like I just have to get it out of the way, and it's pretty much this is the source of my depression for the past 10 years. I'm sure there's even more I'm forgetting, but basically I just don't feel like I have hope, and this is actually like my biggest secret, and why I'm always trying to prove to myself, hey, it can get better. Like, I'm always trying to tell myself in my head, hey, Jason, it can get better. That, like I try to convince myself, hey, it can get better. Like, maybe I can prove myself wrong. Maybe my next girlfriend or whatever at some point, maybe I just wasn't with the right person. Maybe the right person will make it better. And I don't think you can I can't even put in the words how depressing it is. And I feel like I have to mention that now because, like, the rumors online, I'm like, dude, not only did that not happen, I can't even make that happen. Like, or the amount of difficulty it takes is so much more than you could imagine. And yeah, and this is why I actually don't even like streaming on Twitch, because a lot of time, as I said, in 2015 or early 2015 or something, people would come to my chat and make fun of me for this stuff. Some of you might know it, most of you probably don't, because I was way smaller than stuff. And I hated the experience so much that I basically just hardly did anything that whole year. And then, so when you're already in a state, when your normal state is already hopelessness and depression, when that's your default state, like if like it's my normal state is like 110 out of 100 happiness because current situation plus fact that you don't have hope. So I'm already always feeling like this, right? And then it only takes like one sad thing or one or two negative thoughts to put me in at 0 or 1 or negatives in out of 100 rating. Well, you know what I'm saying. And then it's like, okay, and then I get extra depressed. It takes so less for me to like feel bad and be emotionally unstable and mentally unstable and all that, that like, and that affected like so many things in my life, and I wish it wasn't the case. And I'm always trying to I'm always trying to prove myself wrong. Hey, no, I wasn't turned on by the right thing. Maybe there's like fetishes and stuff I can do to fix it. Maybe there's a girl I'm more attracted to. Maybe it's I just didn't find love, and I'm always trying to. My biggest life goal is to get around that, to prove to myself, hey, I just haven't met the right person. I wasn't attracted enough. Like there had to be a workaround. I had to tell myself that because I wanted to have hope, and I'm sure there's even more. It's too many things at once.
Well, I know this was incredibly hard. Hey, everybody, this is Greg. We're just sitting here with Jason.
I don't want to do this, but I just rather get it out of the way.
This is
get out of the way.
definitely not something that he ever wanted to talk about, and it's of course everybody can imagine.
Well, I was 50-50 on talking about it in my book, but as I said, as of like even a few months ago, I was just thinking, I don't want to ever reveal this. I want to go through my whole life without revealing this because I don't want to get made fun of, because then cruel people, what they do is they make fun of me, and then I'm like, okay, I hate this experience, and then I hate streaming, and then that's my job, and then that means I can't do my job, and it's like, okay, well, but whatever.
So
There's no way around.
This sucks
we
ass
understand it,
because
but
it's like this is a case where the only way to avoid the cancel culture is to flat out embarrass yourself.
Yeah.
And to potentially ruin your life in one other facet so that your viability at life is not in and of itself ruined. Right? So clearly so what I'm understanding here, if I'm correct, because I've not seen what the actual like accusations were. I guess the accusation is that he's been jerking off in other people's bed, and here we go. Remember? Okay, so I just found a Snapchat thing. It was Evo weekend. Basically, it's full of retarded shit, and a friend told his stream M2K decided to come on Rena Chan while she was sleeping.
Yeah.
So I don't know, but the point of the matter being that like it's not even possible for him because he has a very rare or because of his circumcision.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
He's been circumcised so poorly that it quite literally sexually inhibits him, so he can't even like orgasm. So this doesn't even make this doesn't even make any goddamn sense. And he basically is embarrassing himself so he doesn't get canceled because of some false accusation. I wish there was some other way for him to disprove this, but you know what? This at least protects him from like all future accusations, right? Because what are you gonna do now? Like, dude,
make fun of him.
Yeah, and it's man,
he shouldn't get made fun of.
I agree. Like, this is not something that's his fault. I mean, like, at first I was laughing, but again, this is like not a laughing because it's a funny thing. It's a laughing because it's just so shocking and out of nowhere. It's like, what the fuck? Right. But what I will say is that I definitely related to everything he was talking about in regards to the depression stuff. Like everything in regards to he basically noted the 3 main reasons that I personally have not gone about actually killing myself, even though I've attempted it on multiple occasions, right? Like it's primarily pain, regret, and I forgot what the hell he said the last one was.
Pain, regret.
Whatever. I mean, and his last thing was religion, but I mean, but you know, that doesn't really bother me, right? So, but yeah, the first 2 things there, yeah, I could.
Wait, his name is Jason?
Yes, his M2K's name is Jason. Jason Zimmerman.
Huh?
Jason Zimmerman. Yeah, I know. You hunned at that last name.
Yeah.
Dude picked up he looked at his Skittle bag in his Arizona. He went, ooh, ah! Are you religious? No.
And
Man,
most
he's
people don't
super
understand.
religious, bro.
they don't understand. But
I
yeah.
know.
My life goal is to.
I'm sorry, join the watch together.
Okay, one of my major life goals. Besides,
Wait,
like,
is somebody in
besides
the?
being good in
Is
the
somebody
person,
just
go to
saw?
heaven.
It's
Like,
Popo.
that's,
Popo.
theoretically, that's eternity,
I was like,
and I don't
what's
want to risk
happened?
eternity off being bad at heart.
Popo, I
because
don't know if you were
apparently,
here to
according
catch
what
on to this, or if you were here to hear basically what happened. Basically, Music King was accused of jerking off on some girl like in 2014 as she was sleeping. It turns out that's not even possible because he was circumcised so poorly that he's not even able to orgasm or to like experience most degrees of sexual pleasure. But the sad thing here is that to avoid getting canceled by such a false accusation, he basically just had to come out and embarrass himself.
Something he never wanted to tell anybody.
It's the first one, Eleanor. It's the first one.
Thinking. Mom told me.
Okay, well, as long as my intentions are good at least. Then
And I'm like, okay, well, as long as my intentions are good at least, then I'm not.
Oh, wait, hold on. What the fuck? Why did my shit buffer, but nobody else's did? This is goofy.
Yours buffer?
Yeah, it buffered for a sec.
So everything ties together, like.
It does. It does. So can you then getting to this point, because we know what's been pretty much the topic of conversation for the past week plus. As far as your journey, because a lot of these people that you were very close with, you game with them, you practice with them, you travel with them, room with them. So just wanted to at least let everyone know what your feelings about everything.
I don't know who to trust. I don't know who's real, and everything I read just makes me sad. And as I said, like it's like
there you go.
Too many thoughts that aren't good. In addition to like, what do I believe anymore? And it's like, it's a combination of too many things. It's too many things. That's why I'm just like, I hate this. Like,
so there was a few people that wanted to know. Well, quite a few actually that actually reached in and they reached out and they wanted to get your perspective about your time when you left the East Coast and migrated to the West Coast, because that seemed to be when you left Jersey
like
and you moved out to California.
It's like 2014 first half or something.
Yeah.
Anyway,
And was there any particular reason you left the East Coast to the West Coast? Like what initially triggered that transition?
Well, I moved to the California house.
Yeah.
Because I was gonna be a streamer, and Sky told me that we like if we work together, because he's already big, we could just work together and just play like stream together in the new Smash 4. But then after it happened, like for whatever reason, he said I asked him like once a week on average or less, and so for 7 months I was there. He's basically just like, okay, well he's too busy, and like I mean I get it. I mean he's successful on League, and he's already doing really well for himself on League. So I guess it just didn't work out.
You know what's funny? I still have that that clip of, I think it was me, JC, and I think it was Panda watching Fate Stay Night episode 1. And I go like, I love me some Catholic girls. This is back in like 2014. It's pretty funny. All right, anyways, moving on.
From my perspective, it's like, okay, well that didn't work out.
I still
Let's
do
go
love me some
elsewhere. And then I
Catholic
decided
girls, but I wouldn't date one.
You in Arizona, because I was like, okay, well I just we'll just restart something new, like because the original plan that I was the under the impression of didn't happen. I mean, he has called my stream before like 3 times total, but like I was under the impression it would be like a daily thing, like working together all the time. And that didn't happen for whatever reason. He's always like busy or something. It's like, okay, I get it.
Who is this?
Huh?
I mean, I know it's YouTube. Who's the other person?
Who are the other people that are talking?
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I'm assuming this is like MVG and somebody else, but I have no clue who he's actually. Yeah. So it says. Oh wait. Well.
I thought you were talking about who YouTube was talking about.
No, he's talking about who he's with. Not to be rude, but it sounds like you're bipolar. I mean, like, duh. Please delete this. He knows that it's only harmful. Correct. Like, I mean, duh.
Wait,
why would you tell him that? Yeah, they went on his Twitter when he tweeted out the response, and he went, "No offense, but it sounds to me like you're bipolar." I'm like, yeah, anyone with 2 fucking eyes can see. I mean, he just admitted it. Like, he just said that. Why are you telling him? Thanks.
Like, is it a bad thing that he's bipolar?
I hope not. I mean, like, well, it's not healthy, but it's not something to shame him for, if that makes sense, right?
Right.
Yeah. It's like you don't shame somebody for being depressed. It's not healthy to be depressed, obviously, but yeah.
Yeah.
For me, it sucks. So it's like, okay,
I
we'll
was
just
gonna
try something new.
streamline it,
And then
Hold on. Why the fuck does like mine thing keep buffering on start?
the thing I told you, and now I didn't want to, and you already know that. And
Now everyone knows that. Great.
now everyone knows that. Great, awesome.
I'm sorry, man. So I just wanted to again, because that house seems to be I would say part of the subject right now, because a lot of things allegedly happen at that property.
Bro, that house is like
From the time
Epstein's
that
Island
part of
right
the
now.
time
My
Yeah.
nigga, like,
there,
that's
and I think
Sky Williams' house
Zero,
is
and who else was there?
it's just Epstein's prison
Jesse,
somewhere.
Jackie, Zero, and I don't remember after that. I was on.
Tell
I
it
just
what
remember.
happened
I was like,
there,
I was on
bro.
the
Over
top
here,
bunk, and most of the time,
built
just like
over
on my phone, or
ancient
computer,
burial
and just
ground
like
filled with
doing
nothing
whatever.
but
We
bad
also have
luck.
like the main computer, and then just like I'll use that sometimes. Like I streamed there before, but as I said, I didn't really enjoy streaming, and this is even before like people knew about that thing. It was just like I don't even remember the exact reason. I think for some reason I just get depressed and just unmotivated. As I said, I'm always. It only takes one thing, and so I was gonna stream my own more, and then that's just like depression and I hate that, and it's like hard to be happy, and then.
And that's like most of my time.
And that's like most of my time is just like in that room, and it's like. Also, I spent like my lifestyle for like almost my whole life. It was just like going to tournaments. So it was like the Super Smash Sundays, and it was like tourney play, and I'll just like go to these different tournaments. So I'm planning out my tournaments. I'm planning out my plane tickets. I'm planning out okay, who do I team with? Planning out housing. Like a lot of my time went to that stuff too, and I'm just basically just like, okay, and then I find all this later. I'm like, what the f? And it's like,
Now, I think before you mentioned the reason you actually had your roommates was because at some point you and one of your friends from Ohio.
Yeah.
You
were
from
meant to
Ohio?
Probably design a game. Or
Yeah, we were
something
gonna make
like
a game together.
Can you elaborate on that?
Yeah, so he was gonna be the programmer, and I was gonna be the idea man, and I was gonna be for ideas and for like promoting, and it was any random idea, design, promoting, and stuff. Cause like I don't have the skill set he does. He knew 3D modeling, and he was good at 3D modeling. We both went to college there for it, and but I didn't end up liking it. But he also programming. He was way smarter than me. Like he was a much smarter person than me when it came to like anything not Smash. And he was good at Smash, but he was a lot smarter than me outside of like that stuff. Like in school, he would just understand it like this, and I was like struggling. And then I met Jackie at some turn in like I don't remember which year. It was like 2012 or 13 or 14, or it was one of some shuffle or something. And I was like, wow, she's an amazing artist. So I was like, I remember. We need an artist, and then so okay, we need an artist. So I was like, okay, we'll just be a team. This is perfect. And then I was like, okay, we can make a great game. Yeah, it was like, well, like we got the best artist, we got a great programmer, and then I confident that if I spend time on ideas, and that just never happened. And then, but I didn't know it wasn't gonna happen until many years later. I was under the impression it was gonna happen. So I gave him a lot of money to invest that I actually haven't even gotten back.
Right.
But that's even a separate topic. I pretty much just got used again, but like story of my life.
About how much ballpark?
Probably 10.
Woo.
Wow.
I mean, it could be more, it could be less, but it's probably more. But let's just go with 10 and just say that's an approx.
This man Sudi sitting over here like, man, that's pocket change.
Shut up, nigga. No, the thing that immediately went through my mind was, well, at least it wasn't as much as Misty.
Oh yeah.
That nigga Misty dumped like what, like 65K, 70K into that project, and watched it vanish. That was crazy. Nuts. At least it wasn't as much as Misty, dog.
Yeah.
Approximate, even though it's the more.
I don't know why that keeps happening.
Best guess now. Let's just say 10. That's not including.
Why do I
mean,
keep
contacting
buffering?
people to be like, hey, we'll build like there's a team I want to do. That's why I was like, okay, we're this.
Hold on. I don't know why my shit keeps doing this.
Mine just buffer when you pause.
Yeah, my shit is buffering on startup if I'm not the
That's why I
one
was like, okay,
starting it.
this is what we're gonna do. And then, so then,
I don't know why.
as I said, that didn't happen. But I didn't know that 2 years later. I'm like, okay, well, I was betrayed, and I never saw it coming, and I'm really oblivious. And I guess you would know that if like the Triforce thing. I mean,
I'm
6
about
years
to
like
rename
it should,
this
that wasn't
stream.
the sign of.
About to name it to Smash Community
I don't know.
literally implodes.
It just happens so many times. It's just like, what do I say or think anymore? Because over and over and over with all the time. It's like, no way, no way, no way, no way, no way, no way. There's no way this happened. There's no way this happened. There's no way this. Oh wait, they happen.
Yeah,
I think a lot of people they know what they're doing more than me. So I don't know if they're doing it maliciously or if they're oblivious. Because here's the way I see it. The way I see it, it's like, okay, well, for me, I don't think I'm doing things wrong, but it's like, okay, well, I don't know what I'm doing. Like social things. It's like, oh wow, that was rude of you to do. Like, I wasn't trying to be rude, but then
he just doesn't understand.
Like,
He's autistic, yeah. So.
I mean, I guess I think I don't remember. Was that in the doc? I don't remember Smash Doc. I don't remember. It was like, but I don't try to be bad because I don't want to go to hell. Because I have my mom told me basically it comes down to scared of hell for God knows what you're thinking at all times, and then if you're genuinely bad, then the bad people burn. It's like it's such a generic way of like thinking, but I'm still terrified because the way I see it, like life on Earth is like 80 years. And everything is, let's just say, 80 trillion years. That's what eternity means. So I'm scared to death, paranoid of that stuff. And like, I don't really necessarily want to talk religion, but there's always that fear in the back of my mind. It's like, okay.
That's just part of why I'm not religious. It's because when you look into account, like when you take into account basically what he's saying, right? That his reason for being involved with his religious standing is out of fear. Like, it's not out of...
But his mom told him.
Everything is... Yeah, but everything is endorsed out of fear. Like, he's not... Like, I'm not saying he would do this stuff if there was no negative incentive by any means. But I'm saying that, like, his incentive for not doing something negative is that there is a very severe, disgusting negative consequence for it.
Exactly, yeah.
It's not, oh, this has taught me to become enlightened and so forth. It's oh, there's a punishment for this, and I don't want to be subjected to that. Yeah. It's everything is out of fear and out of like all motivations are what am I trying to say? Put forth via threats instead of genuinely enlightening somebody, and that's garbage. It's not helping anybody. And in this case, you're actually seeing that it's taking a toll on the person. It's actually making him more anxious than actually providing the sort of relief that he needs. It's counterproductive. Not advocating against religion. I'm just saying it's typically...
It all ties together in some weird...
Bit of context. So when I officially started working with you...
Bro, I've buffered so many times now. Or somebody just skip it.
Then you...
I ain't skipping.
It's just buffering our shit.
I just remember taking when you declare your free agency, and a lot of the big sponsors was reaching out, and a lot of them really didn't want to, hitch their wagon to you because.
Yeah, Triforce, right?
No, after you left Triforce, that was a part of it.
Oh yeah, because emotional instability.
But the main thing was just how you would behave on social media, and they never really truly understand the context of that. So I'm sorry that we're here today, but I'm actually, it's sad to me that you actually would have to put all this stuff out. But I appreciate you just being forthright and just honest about this. So during that time frame, that's when you actually, because I remember when you moved into my place in Arizona, that's when you wanted to have somebody else, and then you asked me if we can actually have Zero move to Arizona.
Yeah.
And then you bought him his plane ticket.
Yeah.
And then, do you remember? Is there anything else you want to add during that time period? Did anything else happen that would be, relevant to what's happening in this environment right now? Because
we streamed for a bit and it just didn't work out. I just went back.
Okay.
It's like we streamed. We both see he just wanted to do YouTube, and I was like, okay, and then I was depressed, and then I was ambitious about doing all these things, but then I'm freaking me, so. Instead of streaming 12 hours a day like I was going to, and I didn't even know like how good YouTube was, and then I should have did more, obviously, but yeah, because sadness, and then I just didn't like the experience, and then I should, in hindsight, I should have just done more, and I should have done even more YouTube, but not like hindsight's 2020, obviously, now.
Like, you can't beat yourself up with stuff like that, because let's be honest, even us.
I would change a million things if I like knew this information or. Obviously,
we didn't know YouTube was as broken as it is now, but
I would have just did that. I would have just did that, dude.
But
then I wouldn't have had to worry about the torment that I experienced back then that I didn't want to Yeah, whatever. I just repeat myself.
Happy I ain't
Is there
doing
anything
YouTube
else you want to address?
I ain't
Because
dropping out
again,
of school
you
to
know,
go do YouTube or
because
some shit.
you know, right now, what a lot of people are concerned.
I might really have the option,
rightfully
but I ain't
so,
awful.
a lot
I
of
also
the
never
top
had the
players are
dream
coming
for it,
down,
so.
and guilt by association is a thing.
Yeah, I'm stupid. I literally didn't know. Like, I don't know what to say. I'm stupid. I didn't know. I literally was just like, okay, Smash. Let's do here's the way I view the world. It was like, okay, make myself happy, and then it's like, okay, it's like, don't go to hell. Make myself happy. Do the tournaments, study for the tournaments, plan out the tournaments, plan out the plane tickets. So it's like you can actually make a profit at the tournaments because I have to pay out of pocket and I wasn't sponsored. And then it's like, and then I was also like, okay, well, the new stuff is Twitch and YouTube, but I did Twitch before YouTube. And I was thinking, okay, and then there's the free time is like, you get like the jacuzzi, like I'll go into jacuzzi sometimes from Arizona. It's like, okay, well, you could try to be happy even if it's just temporary there. And then it's like, okay, and then I don't know. I just don't like seeing all this. It makes me extra sad to see like all this the stuff because like I literally didn't even know like or didn't think about it because it's like I just doing my own thing. I was just like Smash. Like I thought
they was thinking about the wrong Smash.
Dude. Like I thought we were all just trying to just do Smash, but I don't know. It's more complicated than that, I guess.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know what else to ask. If there's anything else you want to add, I mean, because people want to know that they want to hear it from you.
Yeah, that's why I'm just getting out of the way.
That to the best of your ability and your knowledge.
Let's get out of the way.
Were you ever involved with talking or doing anything that might be considered, suspect? That they want to hear it from you.
I've had alcohol.
I mean, yeah, we all have a little bit of alcohol. But aside from that, in terms of sexual allegation or you doing things to people, okay. That's it.
Okay.
All right. Well, guys, thank you for joining us. I can't say this was a happy occasion, but he wanted to get his
having the
thoughts
meaning
and
of your
feelings
life
out there
revolve
because
around happiness is chasing
all
the
these
dragon.
allegations
Choose
flying around from
satisfaction and happiness
2012.
will follow. What's
I
facts?
don't know if I should do this, but whatever. It doesn't matter anymore.
Well, I mean, people wanted your honest take, man, and nothing is scripted. So I'm glad at least you got your thoughts out.
I think about it nonstop for 10 years. Of course, it's not.
YouTube is off the dome right now.
All right. Well, thanks again.
But
Straight doming. That's sad.
It's sad because even if you're a good person, you still lose in the end somehow.
Yeah, because all it takes is an accusation.
Yeah.
This is what sucks. It's like, see, it's so funny because just a couple of weeks back, I remember in the case of policing, I was like, we have to do something about this culture of guilty until, or this culture of innocent until proven guilty or whatever for policemen, right? Or like being able to make an accusation and then like being able to just kind of go ahead and inspect whatever the fuck they want and then being accused of it later. For example, so specifically what I was referring to with police was this idea that they should just be able to check your car because it quote reeks of marijuana is BS, and there should be some objective way for them to have to be able to inspect your vehicle. Like, whether it smells or does not smell of marijuana should not be subject to the cop. That should be subject to something like a device, which can pick up on... I meant, like, obviously I don't know if this exists or not, but I would hope that something like this exists, right? Where that can detect on the odor and give you a range of, like, the content of marijuana or whatever in the car. Or not the content itself, but, like, whether there is some smell of marijuana in the car on a scale. So that way there's some objective measures so that the cop cannot just go, oh yeah, this car reeks of marijuana, I'm going to investigate. That same logic carries over to this cancel culture thing, right? Where like we have this issue of people being able to make accusations and then people having to then come disprove these accusations as opposed to like, them, and in the case of Mewtwo King, he's basically just kind of, he didn't ruin his career, but he's ruined he's let go of one of his darkest secrets, right?
Yeah.
This whole idea that the guy has to come forth after he was accused of something which doesn't even make sense, it sucks. We've got to do something about this whole guilty until innocent shit.
Proven it, yeah.
In the case of cops, we kind of got to do the opposite, where for
Yeah.
the cop is like, I'm the one in the right here, and you have to prove me otherwise. It's
Exactly.
basically, so I guess it's not really even an there's not even a flip flop here. It's just the cop and the person who is attempting to do the canceling are in the same stratosphere. They're in the same standing, right?
Yeah.
Something's got to be done about, I can make any fucking statement I want, and you have to try to disprove me with your livelihood on the line. It's sucks. Really fucking sucks. Goodbye, old Smash community. We really got left in an H-box now, huh? Yeah, what's the irony here? It's crazy. Well, and what's funny about this is that Evo Online, it has no Smash, but, like, we might be seeing the end of, like, not Smash at Evo, but we might be seeing the end of all of these newer Smash games, bro, at Evo and shit. Man, this is... Ay, ay, ay. Well, this has been a pretty tough stream. I thought the Smash shit was all over. At this point, we're gonna wake up, or we're gonna be here later today hearing shit on the 4th of July. Or we're gonna wake up tomorrow and hear something even worse. But honestly, I don't even know what's worse. Like, what other big names are there left? We've basically only got, like,
the actual creator,
like Mango, like Mango H-Box, all these dudes, right? Or somebody like Leffen, but Leffen has been the victim here, and Leffen's been in so much other controversy and has basically already disproved himself of. I mean, like, no. He's been in controversies that are nothing related to sexual stuff.
Oh, okay.
I mean, like, he's just been in internet drama a long ass time ago. I mean, there's a reason why he's been painted as the villain in, like, Melee scene for a really long time, and only recently is he's starting to kind of be seen as, like, not a hero, but like a good guy. I've always liked the guy though. I thought he was kind of asshole, but I'm an asshole too. So, yeah. Yeah. I mean, there's not much left. There ain't too many people left. Zero's gone. Nairo's gone. Keitaro's gone.
Did Nairo get accused of assault?
Nairo. You didn't even get to hear the Nairo situation. Was like 20 something, like 26 ish, or something like that.
Okay, hold on, wait. Was it? It was fellatio.
Yeah, it was head. But you know, head sex.
Oh, yikes!
What does it even matter at this point? City Domus intro for you. Oh, let me see this. You said it's unlisted on your channel. Send it to me on Twitter. I don't know why I just why I fucking searched for Google. I meant to open up your channel, but then I realized I can't do that in YouTube stream right now because I'm in the creator section there. Okay. Is there anything else we need to find out about? Because I kind of want to eat lunch and then
you know the shit pilot, right?
State of the Smash community right now. Yeah, we are legally required to do the sex offender shuffle. The Smash Cypher is fucking tainted. Smash Bros is fucking tainted. I hate y'all niggas. Hate. Yeah, bro. Like, we were literally just watching. I was just watching the Smash Cypher last night. Well, on the bright side, there's only one person that was in that. Oh no, did Keitaro do anything in Smash Cypher?
He was in a Smash Cypher?
Was he? That's what I'm asking.
I don't think so.
I know D1 was. I don't remember Keitaro being there. Yeah, so that's good at least.
Zero was.
So it was only Zero, but again, every time I'm like, I don't really think that poorly of Zero, I just think about the damn Ice Cube, and I'm like, you were good up until then, bro. Like I wasn't defending you up until then per se, but I wasn't accusing you of being a sexual predator or anything because I understood the circumstances. But once you got to the Ice Cube thing, I'm like,
I was trying to see if Shofu said anything. He hasn't said anything.
Although I am curious because I guess the one thing that I don't know about that situation is did the Ice Cube thing did he know about her age when he asked? If he did, then we got a really, really, really big problem. If he didn't, I kind of feel like that falls under the same situation as the girl didn't tell him till later. But
he said he DM'd you on Twitter.
Okay. Yeah, I just saw it pop up. For never eat your life force. What is this?
Are you wearing shorts but you 6'7"? Huh? Just that's the title of the show for you.
What the fuck? And that's actually a pretty good drawing there. Whoa, that actually worked. The Sudi Dama show. I'm actually gonna use that. That's a good stream intro, actually. Yeah, I don't know why the fuck it's not letting me download anything higher than 360. I'll download this. I'm gonna bookmark this actually.
If it was recently uploaded, give it a minute.
Okay. Yeah, that's a good point. I'll actually use that. for stream intros, that'll actually work.
I like that.
Thank you, Eladar. I don't know if there's anything left. I mean, it seems like we're basically done here. Unless... is there anything else, dude? Can we be done?
Yeah, your allegations. I'm calling you out.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Damn, Min Min got a booty. Jesus Christ.
Min Min is 15, buddy.
Oh, God. I
Go
can't
ahead.
even... Bro, this is crazy. Bro, the world is backwards. I'm calling video game characters hot. I'm getting arrested. You see K-pop. You see girls from K-pop on Twitter. If you call them pretty, you're a simp. Like, that shit's crazy. It's wild. Damn. But hey, all right. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and hop out of here. I'm gonna eat some lunch. Take a shower because I'm stinky. Everybody, enjoy your holiday. Oh, I remember making the Mob Psycho Chibi reviews meme, but it got copyright strike. Do I still have that? I thought maybe I might have downloaded that, but I could be wrong, and I never had a copy. I thought I had downloaded that at one point. I might have to look on my hard drive for that. Because I remember exactly what you're talking about, but I thought I had also downloaded that. I'll check. Okay, but yeah. Everybody have a nice Saturday. I would say have a nice 4th of July, but as of the recent events going on in this country, and me being black, I'm not going to be celebrating no fucking 4th of July. But go ahead and enjoy your Saturday, and yeah, I'll see y'all later.
Hey, wait. Did you end it?
No, we waiting on you, nigga.
I was making sure. I can't even enjoy my favorite part of 4th of July. Like, my mom barbecued last night. She wrapped it up, but the kids opened it up and didn't wrap it back, so now there's nothing but flies all over the food.
But I thought you liked flies on your food.
Shut up.
You don't remember that picture, bro? You was like, look at his plate. Look at this fly on this hot dog, and all my food leaking into itself.
All right, bro.
Okay. Gross. Terrible.
See y'all next year.
Alright, I'll see y'all later.